Welcome into Talk or Go Home. Clint, Nick, David. And we have a special guest on today. If you're not watching the podcast on YouTube or Spotify, which you can check out, should check out, watch the show on podcast. Watch the show on Spotify.
Watch it on podcast.
And YouTube. To all our new Nebraska folks, thanks for tuning in.
Hold on.
As well as Chicago and Texas.
Okay. All right. Elephant in the room.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to introduce, what's your name? Mark Sanders again.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Third time to the show.
Schnitzel
Sanders. Go ahead and check out the other episodes he's been on.
The best 3-hour episode we've ever had.
When you sit like that, okay, look, he's completely hiding David on camera right now. Look, hold on, he's going to do it. Get behind him. You can't see David. Camouflage.
Hop out of the bush, man.
Oh.
Not a triple threat.
If there's a triple threat, I'd make it down. Anyway, so welcome to the show again, Mark. We're glad to have you.
It's good to be. Hey, that's good to be back.
Yeah,
it's good to be back.
So we do have a theme for today's show, but before we get into it, I want to mention, guys, rate, review, and subscribe. Rate the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to this on. It helps with the algorithm. Leave us a review, positive or negative. It doesn't matter. We have a case of the giggles.
You already got them?
A case of the giggles. I can't talk, man. It's been a long day.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a very long
week.
You
ready to talk about this week yet? Because I'm ready for
I gotta give the spiel. Rate, review, subscribe. Okay, follow us if you're listening to us. Seriously, guys. Now look, social media. Go check us out. The best thing you could do. Mark Sanders has told us he sent a link to our show to every single contact in his phone. So he's helped us out. Do that. Go on to Apple or Spotify or Google or YouTube, wherever you're listening to this show. Click the little share button, go to copy link or whatever, and then text every single person in your phone and share the show. Share this episode, share your favorite episode, share the link to the show in general. Whatever, it helps out the show. We really do appreciate it, guys. We enjoy doing this, and we're just happy there's a few of you guys out there that actually listen to us.
There's a lot of people that are happy are doing this, too.
Well, I appreciate are you one of those people?
I'm one of those.
I appreciate that, man.
Well, you're big enough to be two, so I'm going to count you as two.
Two people do, me and me.
You know, should we have put, like, we can barely see that.
That's bad. Maybe I should have sat over there.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It depends on if he. I was about to say it depends on if he wants to
do this right here.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's okay, isn't it? I don't want to hide you now. Or I can go over there and we can kind of be like, you know, we got both this green vibe going.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is not a green screen.
I'm good.
I'd rather sit.
I'm good. Let's go. I'm good.
Because you probably would like AEW wrestling.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's catch up with one another because it's been a while since we've been together and recorded, and it's been a while since we've seen you, man. So let's just go ahead and let's just catch up, hang out, talk, chill, you know, because we don't want to go home. So let's just talk.
So how have you guys been?
Way to lead us into that, Mark. I mean, that's great, dude. Like, you should do this for a living.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm not, dude. You're like the ringmaster of everything.
Well, I have to be. Do you see who I deal with?
Yeah. No, but I'm like them. You see, so you gotta mediate this thing.
Okay, so here's my thing. I think Clint, is that your name? I think Clint wants me to talk about my week, specifically one component of my week that will actually set up our conversation.
It will.
Is that why you want me to talk about it?
Yes.
You don't want me to talk about it because you genuinely want to hear what I have to say.
And I've missed you.
That's not true.
I have.
You didn't call me a single time.
I'm not going to call you. The phone works 2 ways.
I had to call you.
I know.
Yeah, I did call you. I FaceTimed you.
I know.
Hey,
Thank you.
I think what we need right now, fellas, is somebody to come in and just spread the love. Because I feel like
spread it, Mark.
I feel like
spread your love
throughout the years of this show that I've enjoyed listening to first and now watching and listening to. Maybe we've come to a point where there's a little tension in the relationship. We've been together a long time. Maybe we
see each other literally 3 or 4 days a week.
No, it's more than that, dude.
Well. He has a trundle.
Does he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They just pull it out. Well, the trundle.
It's like it's on a trundle.
The trundle. I meant the trundle.
He pulls out the trundle, but you got to specify
the trundle.
He's pulling out the trundle.
Yeah, he has a trundle at his house.
Hello, trundle. This is good coffee.
I hope you're watching. I hope you're all. You're not gonna save it, David.
I went down a notch.
Hey, this is the season finale, by the way, in case we didn't mention that.
I got you. I'm right there with you, man. I see the motion.
Season 7 finale. You're crying.
I know. My head's pink.
Season 7 finale. Here we go. All right, so I get this call like back in, I don't know, when was Super 7?
December.
Early December. Hey, can you come to ALFCA and talk about y'all's Asheville High School's revenue generation streaming setup with Huddle? Sure. Go to ALFCA.
Knock it out of the park.
Knock it out of the park to all 3 people in the audience, and 5 technically, with a guy, a Huddle guy named Luke Harris, ironically enough, who's the Huddle rep for South Alabama.
Do we need to go into what Huddle is?
No, but do we need to? It'd take this.
Does Asheville know what kind of gym they have sitting right here? This gym sitting right here.
I thought you meant the gym. Yeah,
No,
we know.
not that
It's a
gym.
terrible gym. Like we need a
GEM.
new gym. GEM, not GYM.
Hey,
Well, anyway, so I'm not a gym.
Jim speaking.
This is Dolores. I'm calling from the water board. You're late on your payment.
You're late.
Got it.
All right.
This is fun. I
Huddle.
needed this.
Yeah,
Huddle.
absolutely.
You watch film on Huddle.
Yeah.
You can.
Online.
Game film.
Again, so you don't have to swap film anymore.
But see,
Because
Huddle-
used to you had to get up early on Saturday
go.
morning and go meet the coach
Yeah.
you're playing the next week and swap your last, at least the
Exactly.
last 2 or
Exactly.
3. Because I've had to do that a few times.
Yeah,
That
you
just
did.
eliminates that.
I used to
Yes.
love riding with Dad to go swap.
And a lot of times it's a long ride. Like
Yeah,
especially when you
it's
get
far.
yeah,
I mean-
especially when you get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, but you go to Montgomery then, though. Everybody meets in Montgomery and swap. But I mean, you don't even do that anymore.
No,
Like, why
it's-
do they even have to go to Montgomery to meet now? One of the major reasons was swap tape.
I don't know. I guess set expectations.
What do they do?
Yeah. But so yeah, Huddle now has an automatic camera that you can install that films it. You don't have to have a film guy anymore.
Y'all have that?
Yeah, we have football and
Did
basketball.
y'all just get it?
No, we've had it for about 2 years. And so like that's what they wanted me to talk about was
Did
how
y'all-
we
Did y'all ever
maximize.
get the first one that the state tried to get everybody to get?
We
So
just got that.
they made us get it. Oh yeah, it's terrible. We're not going to use it. So AHSAA, Alabama High School Athletic Association, specifically
Listen.
Chairman Alvin Briggs, if you're listening, we don't care. We're not going to use it. And there's
Mr.
nothing
Briggs,
you can do about
please,
it.
y'all got to
You-
get the
you-
people that
But
are
you
doing
went
it
to
to
talk
just
about
update the technology.
revenue. How do you make money using Huddle?
Well, talk
That's
to
what
Nick
I
Wilson.
talked about.
Talk to Nick Wilson, and we'll
So-
all find
Is this
out.
something you just came up with?
No,
Or
so
is it Huddle?
they've designed the tools, but it's so new that they're just looking for people to talk to their sales people. Like they don't even know how to sell it. Like that's how new all of these features and tools are. So I basically went to talk to their entire company. They have about 4,500 employees across the globe, but there were about 500 there at this summit in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where their headquarters are.
Wow, you talked to
And so-
100 times more people than you did at the ALFCA XYZ.
Yes, I did. It was a much better experience.
So you talked to 500.
I talked to about just under that, yeah,
Jim.
Okay.
something like that.
So you had to have your stuff together then.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. Clint was in like 40% of my presentation.
What?
And no joke, I called you that fat O-line guy. That's my best friend. I did. I said that.
I'm your best friend,
Why
though.
not?
That's all that matters.
I have a lot of
that
those.
that was-
I would consider
that's
David
bittersweet.
a best friend.
You don't have a trundle at my house.
Wait a
Not
minute.
yet.
So, never mind. We're not going to get into that.
But see,
So,
I was your teacher, so that wouldn't be. I don't want to get into that. All right, go ahead.
I don't know if I can recover. Hold on. Let me gather my thoughts. Anyway, so yeah. So I go up there and talk about how to generate revenue and talked about Asheville. But anyway, so I leave school. I go to work on Tuesday. I leave school Tuesday afternoon. Get my what? Are you laughing at Trundle? Is this Trundle laughter?
Oh, no trundles.
Oh, you're laughing. Oh, you want to make it.
All right, so you leave Tuesday and go to
fly out to Houston. Have about a 45-minute layover in Houston
Is that when you called me about golf or during golf?
at the Bush.
What airport?
I lay
you flying
over in
to?
the Bush.
Hobby? What airport you flying to? Hobby?
The Bush.
Bush Airport? All right.
Bush International,
All
Bush
right.
Continental, whatever it's
All
called.
right, go ahead.
Hold on. We all did that simultaneously.
All right. Flew into the airport. All right.
So then I flew into Lincoln, Nebraska, which is the biggest little city you've ever seen. Like, it's like, no joke, a city just came up out of the cornfield.
Yeah.
And you would never think there's 350,000 people there.
Really?
Like, you look at downtown Lincoln, Nebraska.
Looks like Anniston.
And it's nothing compared. You know how, like, Birmingham has about 300,000 people, 350,000 people, and it's sprawling, and it's just massive, and it's just everywhere. It's not real dense. Like downtown and the businesses are not real big, but it just goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln's, like, very just, boom, it's there.
And then it's gone.
And then it's like, no joke, like, standing in the elevator, in the lobby, you can, on the 8th floor, I think I stay on the 8th floor of my hotel, I could literally see the edge of the city. And it's like, boom, buildings just stop, trees start, highway goes from 4-lane to 2-lane, and it just keeps going. It was the weirdest thing.
But it's all flat.
It's all flat, man.
Yeah, that's the wildest part. Like when we traveled, Planet Bama, we traveled to like Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I just remember riding that bus ride like from the airport, and I was like,
"There's nothing out here.
Nothing.
There is nothing out here.
Nothing.
No trees.
Nope.
It's just fields,
meth, and
as far
paper
as you
mills.
can see. And I'm like on both sides, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. Hey,
Yeah.
did anybody bring some playing cards?
Let's
I ain't
do
got no
something.
trees to look at. Y'all know how ADD I am. Like,
Yeah.
Pine, loblolly.
Oh, this is boring. But yeah, so it was fun. Got to tour Huddle's headquarters, which is this massive 7-story building, and got to meet the COO. He gave us a tour and talking about their global expansion, and they just bought he was telling me about an acquisition they just made. They just bought a Russian company called Instat, and the challenges of navigating that with the SEC and the European Union. Because, that was right before Russia invaded Ukraine, and so how they navigated the legal issues around that. It was really cool.
do you ever think these people that, like these Russian companies that try to sell businesses to Americans, do you think they have ways of getting some espionage type things?
So that was one of the things he didn't tell us about, but he's like, you would be surprised how much the federal government was involved in the acquisition.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't say that 3-letter agency that would be involved.
Right.
The only 3-letter agency he talked about was the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. Mm-hmm. But he hinted at the involvement of another 3-letter agency.
They know
CIA.
They know they're involved.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to know they're involved. They're
well,
involved.
he knew they were involved.
Well, they're involved.
He probably couldn't tell us that they were involved.
They're definitely involved.
But they were involved. Yeah.
They probably got all kinds of people
scanning
all that
you
stuff.
You gotta be centrally intelligenced, agency to
and it's in the
execute
heart
that.
of America. What's more central than that?
Yeah. I mean, no joke. Lincoln is like literally in like the heart of it. Anyway, but so that was cool, man, dude. They have a Nerf battle once a month. The whole headquarters, all employees.
Are you serious?
So here, let me show you this picture. They've got.
That sounds like the best.
They've
place
got.
to work in
Yeah,
America.
exactly.
I haven't been able to talk about it to Clint, but no joke. They have a wall. If they I think.
That all the guns are at, and they just pull out the gun and just go to town. Whoa!
I think Matt said they called it the Arsenal or something. So
Release
that's
the hounds.
That's in their cafeteria, which is on the 7th floor.
Too?
I think.
I don't think so.
know. No.
Oh, they gotta have some mega darts.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like
There's a whistle.
once a month, or maybe once every 2
Me and the
months, they have a
kids,
giant.
we used to
Like
have
they
these
take like
Nerf
half a
battles.
day. And
Yeah.
Around the house, and one time, like Kay was like running. He was smaller. He was probably like 3rd grade, running, and streaking across the house, and I send one flying in front of a big mega bullet. Those things are thick.
Yeah.
And that thing, like he's running, choo.
He caught him.
Headshot. I'm talking about from
Like a
good-
sticky grenade from
a
across
good,
the map.
like 50 feet away, and I just zapped him.
See, May's got into the Nerf stuff really, really big one time, and for Christmas, my wife got me a Mastodon with took the 4D batteries or whatever, and it's got the big rolling barrel.
He shoots the megas?
Yeah, and it's just like you hold the trigger, it's just
Oh.
and all you hear.
That's awesome.
Holds about 60 rounds.
Hey, one time me and Matthew got in this terrible fight.
What? No way.
Oh,
no, you and
imagine
your brother?
that.
No, never.
And it was over. Like I had went. It's when I was at Bama, and I went and
We
I had
were in college.
I had like extra like $40, and like me and some of my teammates were like in like Walmart or Target or something, and we rolled through the toys, because we're still kind of kids and everything. And I see this Nerf gun, and it's got what you're talking about. It was like a Gatling gun, like top looking thing.
Yeah.
And it had a pump on it, and it would hold like 50 bullets on the end. It was big, and it had this air chamber, and you just pump it as long as you can, and then all of a sudden,
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
What are you pumping?
The chamber.
So anyway, I go in the living room. Matthew's sitting there chilling. It was in the middle of summer. He was watching like baseball and watching the Braves and Cubs or something. You know?
Watching Days of Our Lives.
And I'm just come around the corner and I look at him and I just give him the, and I just pull it and I was up there pumping it for a good bit, you know, and I just hold it down.
3
and
weeks.
It's just like, hey, this thing would shoot really fast.
Really?
And it just zapped him in the face. And I'm talking about, got up and chased me, and I knew this about this. Oh, I got to get out of the house. So I run around the kitchen and go out
you're
the front
probably-
door,
and you're probably
the
at this
yard, and
point-
he's coming, and we just go at it. It was awful. But I told him I was
So a
sorry
Nerf war turned into a fist fight.
Yeah, he broke my gun after that.
So you went to the
deserve
Nebraska?
Mom! Matthew broke my gun!
Yeah,
Gosh.
no, I deserve it.
Mom, where's the meatloaf?
I'm sorry, honey. How are the kids? Ah, they're great. But Matthew broke my Nerf gun. You must have been, what, like 21 years old or something?
No.
20?
I was probably like 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not yet an adult.
Not yet, yeah.
Yeah.
College kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Huddle was fun. COO was great. Got to meet some cool people. Their support staff was awesome. Engineering team was great. Nobody has an office at HQ. CEO doesn't have an office. Nobody has an office.
They're one of those companies.
Yeah, but so I thought it was going to be pretentious, but it like everybody there was no joke. It's sort of like if you hired a bunch of like
Salted those people.
and just put them in a tech company.
Yeah.
That's what was there. No joke. Like I walked by a guy that I was a little surprised. It threw me way off. But he had a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
Awesome.
Gym shorts and Crocs, and he got off the elevator and
Yes.
walked right by the COO as he was giving us a tour. And the COO was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Greg?" I was like, "Hey, what's up, Matt?" Like, okay, all right.
Wow.
I would love
And
to work
that's
here.
the bottom line.
And then you get up to the 7th floor on the cafeteria
'Cause these
level,
Crocs
and
said so.
there's free coffee, free juice, free soda, free food. They serve
Free Willy?
free food every day.
If Elon Musk were to buy this company,
Yeah.
would he be able to fire 80% of them and still run the company? The company
No.
still be able to run? So they need all these employees. They need-
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, no, to do what they do with only 4,500 people, I mean, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, because most of those people are salespeople, I think. So,
Try to think
But-
of it.
but they're over there talking about Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
baby Michael.
Do you remember the every motion picture has like a song?
Yeah.
And Free Willy, what was that Michael Jackson
Oh
song?
my gosh! If you hadn't asked me, Free Willy.
Just the way you are or something like that.
No.
Now, did you have
How
something happen
ironic
at
that
the
was Michael
airport
Jackson.
on the way back or something?
Well, I mean, yeah. So, I didn't tell you. I went on a tour of Lincoln of the University of Nebraska's football facilities. They hooked us up, gave me and the other
That's
speaker.
awesome.
Yeah, so we go in and we think, we're going to go see the stadium and that's about it. No, dude, Mike Wallace. Mike, you are the freaking man. His title, he's the director of football advancement at Nebraska football. Look, I'm an Auburn fan, and I love SEC football. He freaking, it was awesome. Took care of us. Nebraska Huskers fans are great. Like,
They're loyal.
great.
They're loyal until
great,
you only
great,
win 9 games a season.
Oh, yeah.
That don't sound right.
Yeah.
Great culture.
Who was that? Frank Solich?
Frank Solich, and then
Before him, it was like 10 wins a year.
Who was
Osborne
the
was like
Petrino? Not
10.
Petrino.
Bo Pelini.
Pelini.
Bo Pelini.
Pelini was there winning 9 to 10 games. This ain't good enough.
Yeah.
We ain't competing enough. All right.
All right, now here you go, Scott
Here
Frost.
you go.
By the way, found out what got him fired.
Losing games?
That contributed, but it wasn't the main. I don't know if I guess I can talk about it, but apparently he liked. He liked
Ain't partaking?
if you're.
Well, what else is there to do in Nebraska?
Yeah,
Well, apparently he liked it at UCF too. But like he would show up. To
You got all this corn, you might as well make
Well,
he would show up
moonshine
to,
out
he would
of
show
it.
up to
Pray for
practice 20 minutes late. He'd leave early. He just apparently was very unprofessional. And who was that number one quarterback in the nation? Raiola. What was his name? Something Raiola. His last name was Raiola. From Arizona.
Is it Carlton?
Do you know Spencer?
Is
No.
Carlton.
Anyway, they had him on lock.
Hey, you know
He-
how his name looks on the roster? C. Raiola. Get it.
I think Mark's just here to try to make Clint laugh.
And he's doing a fantastic job.
Crayola.
Crayola.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just
Yeah.
didn't know.
No, yeah. Hey, I almost didn't catch it. But I caught it.
Crayola.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Crayola.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm never going to get done with my trip story.
I'm ruining it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, dude. This is why we had you on. So,
We
yeah,
bring,
anyway.
We bring him on for the constant interruptions and nonsense.
Apparently, Scott Frost was coming to basically a private committal party that this kid was having. Family, friends were there in Scottsdale. And he was that was when he was going to tell Coach Frost that he was going to commit to Nebraska, and they were going to announce it later on in the week or something like that. So 6 o'clock, party starts. Coach isn't there. 6:30, not there. 6:45, call, not answering, won't pick up. He was drunk and passed out or something that. Yeah. So
couldn't handle it, huh?
What the Steve Sarkisian's going on here?
Yeah. So apparently,
Sorry.
And it's interesting. So Luke Harris, the huddle rep that
Texas's
got me there in the first place, he was a GA at Oregon when Frost was at Oregon and said he was just this great, awesome dude. That's when he was the wide receivers coach at Oregon.
Well, it's probably
under
the way
Elfrich.
he had to deal that he thought that he had to deal with the stress.
I think that's what it was. That just the stress that came with the job.
Kind of like coffee.
But anyway, we're walking. Mike's taking us through the coaches' offices and like the upper part of the facility, and I mean there's Matt Rule, just talking to Garrett McGuire, like just chilling. Hey guys, what's up? Hey coach, thanks for having us. Go see the stadium. Look at the stadium. Stadium's freaking awesome, man. Like. They're building a new $160 million football for performance center. Got to see their indoor.
Hey, I've never heard you talk about Auburn like this.
Who is Garrett
Is it
McGuire?
true, fans? Fans of Talk or Go Home. Have you ever heard him talk like this about Auburn?
He's beaming.
I'm going to leave now.
Who's Garrett McGuire?
Garrett McGuire is the youngest wide receivers coach in football right now. He's a 24-year-old wide receivers coach for the University of Nebraska. His dad is actually Joey McGuire, who's the head coach at Texas Tech.
His uncle is Jerry.
Look at the color.
Yes.
Okay.
He's wearing
Probably his agent.
Nebraska
War
Cornhusker
Eagle
red.
till the day I die.
Well,
Cornhusker red.
That is
Now look, if they offer me a job,
that is Cornhusker red.
Look, if
changed.
the Huskers want me to go work for Husker Nation, you know where to find me.
Why do they call them the black shirts? I've never understood that.
I don't know. I just know the
They're
student
red.
section is the boneyard.
They're red and white.
Hey, I did see an Auburn
blocky
fan there
in.
though.
Yeah,
In
nobody
Lincoln.
cares. Nobody cares.
He's like, yeah, I got my MBA at Auburn in 2015, 2016. I was like, I was there too.
So then y'all started going, oh, War Eagle. Oh, no, War Eagle to you.
Well,
I
something
want
to
War
do with
Eagle to
their-
you first.
The black shirts, that has something to do with their defense.
It's their
They let their
defense.
defense wear
Yeah.
black practice jerseys or something.
I guess, but they just call them the black shirts, the black shirt defense. The black shirt defense.
Weren't the
is
black shirts
Didn't
the fascist movement that took
Mussolini.
over Italy from
Yeah.
Mussolini?
Yeah.
Weren't they the black shirts?
they were the brown.
No, that was Hitler.
Hitler.
That was Hitler.
The black
Okay.
shirts were his
That's
fascist
Mussolini,
mob,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that marched on Rome. Anyway.
Hey, why are we here? Are you
So,
doing
yeah.
your story?
So, well, if y'all would let me get done with it. So, I fly back, enjoyed talking football, experiencing football, Big Ten football. It was great, phenomenal. Speaking of football, let's talk about sports moments, guys. Yay.
Whenever-
Two people have almost spit up on this podcast.
Him laughing at what was obviously a joke made me laugh at my own joke. Anyway, but no. So look, seriously though, like I did have a really good time. It was great seeing Lincoln. I appreciate all those people. But
Who's
like
Lincoln?
just Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh.
But seeing like the history of it, I don't know.
Lincoln Moody. Was he there?
He what? Lincoln
From Pell
Moody
City?
from Pell City.
Was he there?
That's a made up name, dude, and I will die on that hill. He was
He's the game cop.
cocky.
Yeah, we'll just have him on, man. I'll bring him on.
But I feel like
Please do.
I feel like he was plugged in, like he was like an undercover cop on some kind of drug task force or something. And
Like
he
a
was
35-year-old still in high school.
like he's like driving down the interstate and he's like, "Oh, Lincoln and Moody, that'll be my name, and I'll be from Pell City. Nobody will ever figure it out."
We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll bring him on.
Yeah,
Get to the bottom of it.
Oh, cocky. Anyway, so speaking of cocky and Lincoln Moody and Nebraska, you brought it up that like, hey, what about all these major sports moments? Because all of us are like big sports guys.
How did all this lead to this?
So, and we all love sports. Like, Actually, we've all coached at some point. 3 of us are still active coaches. One's a former coach. So, I don't know. I feel like sports is a big part of who we are. And so we've all individually sat down and thought about our own greatest sports moments that we've witnessed live. And that's the only prompt, right? We didn't put any other specifications on this. That was the prompt.
Yeah, it's not necessarily watched it live. It's like in person.
Yeah. No. We were in the stadium or the event venue when it happened. Mm-hmm. But we didn't specify what kind of event, whether it was a play.
He did it too.
Whether it was a play or whether it was, somebody eating a Les Miles eating grass type situation.
Yeah.
You call that a great moment?
Well, it was definitely interesting.
Before we get into this, now that he's not at LSU and giving Bama all kind of misery, he's a funny guy. I like Les Miles. I didn't like him as an LSU coach, just like I didn't like Gene Chizik as the Auburn coach.
Yeah.
But Gene Chizik, he's a great follow on Twitter, by the way, with his
he is absolutely
Chisisms.
Chisisms or something. He's great.
Words of Chisdom.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, what does Les Miles do now? Where can you see him?
Well, he was at
Kansas, wasn't he?
Awesome.
He was at Kansas, and he got run out because of the
got in trouble.
allegations of what happened at LSU, and I don't know where he's at now. I guess he's sitting on a farm eating grass somewhere like a cow.
Who, Chiz or
Miles? Because I was just thinking about that the other day. That he was in those Dr. Pepper commercials.
Yeah,
they're I guess the first year they started that.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
I will go first.
Go ahead.
So, admittedly, I don't go to a lot of live events. I don't do a lot of concerts.
That's not true. You don't go to a lot of college professional live events.
Okay.
But you've seen a significant amount of high school.
Well,
and youth events.
That's a little different though.
I don't know. I still think you can talk about great sports moments and include high school and youth.
Okay.
Youth,
I'll give you that. But
now, those moments in youth tend to be more about the parents storming the court and getting arrested and yelling expletives. But I mean, it's the type of moment. Just whatever. But go ahead.
If we're going with that, I've got one more then. But really, I've only got one great national sports moment, and it was the 2002 season when
what team?
Alabama.
Okay.
Or is it 2001? Hold on. The pro throw catch. It's 2002.
That was 04.
Southern Miss.
Southern Miss. No. Yeah, because he graduated high school in 03. It might have been 05.
It was 05. It was 05.
Yeah, it was my
That's
senior
right.
year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 05.
Old Tyrone.
So Tyrone pro throw goes up.
Did you read my list?
No, I saw it on there. That's why I wanted to go first. That way we don't talk about the same thing.
It's tricky.
So and I'm in the end zone that he catches the ball in.
Nice.
And so it was iconic, especially for the time where he literally reaches over the guy. The guy's all over in pass interference. He reaches over, has enough wherewithal to grab the ball and literally place it on the guy's neck. Mm-hmm. And he flips over. Well, technically he was down at the 1 or the 2, mm-hmm. But just the way that it all happened in live, we all thought he scored, and it's this great catch. And I think he ended up winning the ESPN catch or moment of the year, sports moment of the year.
Yeah.
And
that's his name on Xbox. Oh.
Really?
Tyrone loves playing Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we need to bleep that out?
No, I mean
okay.
it's got SB in it, but
okay. All right.
Who were they playing when that happened?
Southern Miss.
Okay.
Because that was also the same game where they're sitting there playing, and all of a sudden their sprinklers come on. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, because the sprinklers they had to delay the game for 8 minutes.
Hey, thanks for refreshing that.
Yeah, there you go. Because I think I told you about that this was going to be my moment. You didn't remember the sprinklers either.
No, I didn't
like
either,
an 8-minute delay.
Yeah, I remember being on the sideline and us all laughing about it. It was a pretty good moment.
It's like somebody's running. Somebody's running. It's like, I got to turn the sprinklers off.
Yeah, somewhere
and the
somebody
Tyrone
lost their
catch
job.
was just being his teammate and loving him already.
Yeah.
And seeing him do that and all of us on the sideline to go, that was a great moment. I did write that down. But it was incredible. Just like him coming back to the sideline and us watching it over and over again on the replay.
Yeah, because it went to that was one of the first years a review was back, was it not? Because they reviewed that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or at least
because
I
remember wishing that they would. Because initially, I want to say they called a touchdown.
They did,
and then they went and looked back. Yeah, but
because then they were like, well, it wasn't a catch because he didn't, it hit the ground, he didn't have control,
we were
whatever.
And on him on the sideline, man, just It was fun.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do as a football player is do something really good.
I think that's one of the most.
It was iconic for years. Now it's been kind of reproduced a couple of times now. Other people have done it.
Well, I think it's one of the most widespread Daniel Moores.
Yeah, I can see that
out there in terms of Alabama football moments. I
I
know we have one. My parents own a Moore painting of that moment.
Really?
Yeah.
And here's the thing: like Bama wasn't playing real good before that, and this was like right before. Sorry, this was right before halftime.
He clearly doesn't remember the season.
I do remember the season, the 04 season, right? Or is it the 05? It's got to be the. It can't be the 05.
Remember.
It's got to be 04.
Yeah, I think it was 04.
Because 05 was.
It was 04 because it was. That's the year that we played it. No. I'm thinking about something different. There was a year we played it and it snowed and it was just muddy, and I don't think it was the same year. But I believe it was 04.
I think it was 04.
It wasn't a great year. We ended up playing in the Music City Bowl.
Yes, because then you ended up playing.
And we lost to Minnesota.
Right. Marshawn Barber.
Rondé.
No, not Rondé.
What's his name?
Because they had the two running backs.
Yeah, two of them. They were incredible.
They were really good. But anyway, that was my moment. Like I said, I'm not a baseball guy. I've not been to a bunch of baseball games. High school football, whatever. I've done that obviously, but to me, especially on a national stage, that's probably my most well-rounded event.
I've been thinking
now I'm
about
done for
this,
the whole episode.
And I think it's just because I witnessed a lot of it's a lot of football that I saw and basketball. You know what? It might be a basketball moment. Can it be a non-football moment?
Yeah, it's any sport moment. Yeah.
That I witnessed live.
Yeah, live.
Man, let me tell you, it might be when we beat Kentucky at home.
Marion Barber.
When we beat Kentucky at home for the first time under Bruce Pearl. The end of that game, the end of that basketball game in Auburn Arena was just so insane. I mean, I've got so many moments in my mind. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Brody, what's his last name? Brody.
Croyle.
No, it's not Alabama. Not Brody Dalton. Who's Brody Dalton?
I don't know.
That's a person, isn't it? No. I'll be Brody Dalton. Anyway, this really tall tight end for Fife catching a touchdown pass to put Fife up over a much better Montgomery Catholic team in the 2021
Imagine Fife throwing the football.
Yeah.
Buddy, they threw it,
They
and
had
this
to.
boy caught it, and
Over, like,
it won
triple
them the
coverage.
state championship.
That's awesome.
It won them the state championship, and they played a much better, athletically, much better Montgomery Catholic team. That moment was insane to see. The crowd went crazy. We went crazy in the booth. Were you there?
Nope.
I went crazy in the booth I was sitting in.
Can you imagine being on that other team?
On Montgomery Catholic's team?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Just losing it like
Well, see, there was the same game where right before halftime,
Yep.
Montgomery Catholic bobbled the snap, got it blocked. Fife ran it back, and they turned out that they did the replay, and the play clock had expired, so they got the 5-yard penalty, still kicked the field goal, and got it right beforehand. So, like, all the momentum is a back and forth. As far as momentum goes, it's a back and forth game. It was crazy.
Those two moments were insane for me, and I've seen like when we beat Alabama and Georgia in the same season. The end of both of those games were great, and I think that was 2017 to go to the SEC championship game where Georgia then spanked our butt. But those were some really cool moments. But yeah, that's all I got. Those are my moments that I think about all the time.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even been with Auburn that long?
That's what I said.
You were literally with the team.
Yeah, but I mean,
You were the part of the first group of Auburn players to go to A&M when A&M got to the SEC, correct? Or
oh crap, I guess I was.
So I mean, you were on that
about being
gigantic
in that stadium.
Yeah.
Is that not watching the 12th man?
Now, Watlow, that's a cult dude. Like, no joke.
The bonfire at midnight.
It is in Texas, isn't it? How close is that to Waco?
No, it's not. It's not far.
The Grecians.
All right.
But
hey, let's be real.
It's so funny. It's so funny because we were talking about this
we
off
were.
air before he ever showed up.
And he had no idea what we talking about. The Branch Davidians, baby.
Yeah.
Man, the apocalypse is coming.
Yeah. That was wild, wasn't it? How that shook
It's
out.
crazy.
Man.
Clinton, man. Anyway, so
What?
no, the 12th man's insane. That's actually a good point. So they have the nicest visitors locker room of anybody anywhere.
Yeah, they spend a lot of money.
Like
Stadium.
the
Hey,
space and
Can I tell you who has the absolute worst visitors locker room?
Missouri.
Never been there.
Terrible, dude.
Oklahoma.
Really? Did they have AC? Missouri didn't have AC.
I can't remember. But I don't. You know what? I don't think so because a lot of us were standing outside, and I'm telling y'all, it was about the size of like a high school visitor locker room.
Dude,
I swear it was the worst.
In 4A ball in Alabama, I've seen nicer visitors locker rooms than the one Missouri stuck us in back in 2016. I think it was 2016. 2017.
Oh, we were at Tennessee. We were in trailers. Trailers underneath the stadium at Tennessee.
Really? What's that? Who's the pink? Is that Mississippi State? Do they do the pink locker room?
It's
maybe
Iowa.
after I left, I
it
don't
was
know.
Iowa for a long time because they.
I thought there was an
dropped
SEC team too that did that. You know, or salmon, whatever color it is.
I don't know.
But no, like seeing the 12th man in action, dude, because what they do at the beginning of the game,
they
they
sway
lock on
and
and they
all that.
sway, and dude, the stadium moves, and you
Yeah.
can feel it. Like if you're not swaying with them, which we weren't obviously, and you're just standing there, you're doing this.
Well, I hear the same thing at
That
Camp
energy,
Randall.
that body energy coming off everybody is
You're
making you do it. Like
Because
Hypnotism.
underneath you, the
stadium moves.
stadium is
Yeah,
swaying.
it's got-
because
it's got give
everybody,
to it.
100 and something thousand people are swaying.
What, did y'all just say that and I missed it? Is that one of those moments? I was thinking about something else.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
I don't pay attention
Jump
to what
around,
I say either.
Jump around at Camp Randall is the same way. Like
Yeah.
they say it, like you feel like it's waving.
Yeah.
Like the whole stadium's waving.
Jump around. I want to watch that. I want to see that in person.
I would
That's
like
the
to.
only reason I ever want to go to Madison, Wisconsin. I don't want to go for any other reason.
Yeah.
But I would love to go.
And
You
just
know.
hammer down
Yeah.
and then leave before the game.
Yeah.
Like hammer down on some jump around.
Yeah. Hammer down on jump around.
Yeah.
Let's put that on a shirt and sell
Bootlegs.
bootleg shirts
Yeah.
outside the
We really
stadium.
need to do that.
It'll pay for our way up there,
Yeah,
man.
I was
It'll
thinking
pay
about
for
that today. About a guy that makes shirts. I need to talk to him.
See how. Hey, I could design it, man.
Yeah.
You print.
They've
print
got
'em.
all kinds. Sell them online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Talk or go home merchandise soon to come.
All right, I'm going to give my number one moment because I don't know if I get to all of them today.
No. We're going through the whole list.
All right, number one.
Give me top five. Seriously, because I'm telling you, it's y'all two. Like this is not an age thing.
All right, number one.
But
All right, number one. 1993 Sugar Bowl, Alabama versus Miami.
Wow.
National championship.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, that's before you was born.
2 years.
Do you remember it?
I remember it. Yeah.
2 years
Okay.
before I was born.
Gino Toretta had won the Heisman Trophy. It was a Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. And they
There's
just
a lot
beat.
of hype before that game.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They beat
man.
the stew out of Miami.
Everybody.
34-13. Now, this game, this was the
Favorite game of all
one.
time, almost.
Really?
Oh, man.
This is one for Bill Oliver, the defense coordinator for Alabama, to confuse him. And it did confuse Toretta. He put all 11 on the
All
line.
11 on the line.
Every play.
And then Toretta looked
Yeah.
over at
There's
Toretta
nothing to
looked
read.
over. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Toretta looked over, and the coordinator just went. Like that's on camera. Like he's sitting there, he's reading, he just turns and looks. Goes, what do I do?
I literally saw that clip on TikTok maybe like 3 months ago.
Really?
I did not know that happened.
Yeah,
I was
they
like, no freaking way. And so
Yeah,
I
they just
had to
lined
go look it
everybody
up.
like
yeah.
like punt block without a returner.
Yeah,
is what
that's
it looked
insane.
Now he was already well known as defensive
that is
coordinator,
gutsy.
but that put him on
Yeah.
top. Right? And then he
Gutsy.
goes to Auburn as defensive coordinator
Yeah.
at Auburn after that. But that's also the game. I think the only Miami scored on a punt return there at the end. I think,
Yeah.
but it would have been like 34-6 or whatever. But then that's also the game where George Teague
Run
Oh,
down.
runs the guy.
Yes,
he
sir.
runs Lamar Thomas down.
You got to watch that live.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
live, and I got a picture of that. That's a
Yeah.
Daniel Moore too. But see, the thing about that is that play didn't count. Alabama
Yeah.
was offsides.
Yeah, offside,
Remember,
yeah.
so Miami had to take the penalty. They couldn't take the play because Alabama would have had the ball back,
Right.
if they took the play. So that happened, and then after the game, me and my buddy Mike Carr and I just thought about this. We were walking down the sidewalk after the game after Alabama beat the stew out of them, and the Miami bus pulls up, and their team's getting off at their hotel. And he's just over there just pointing, like, we beat the crap out of you, pointing. I was like,
Go, Mike.
am I going to have to go pull somebody
Yeah.
off? Because Michael Barrow, they had that linebacker, Michael Barrow, and he, I just knew he would probably just get off the bus and just, bam, just deck him. And then they had Rohan Marley on that team, too.
Yeah.
That was a linebacker that was, what's the Marley guy? That was his son. Who's the guy? The Marley, the entertainer. Yeah, Bob Marley.
Marley Davidson.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
okay.
Bob Marley.
Yeah. All right, so that's my number one moment.
So, it's funny you mentioned that about Bill Oliver. I can't remember when I was at Auburn, we would randomly go through like closets and stuff. And one time my boss found a bunch of old like letterhead for like notepads of previous coaches and coordinators. And no joke, he found a Bill Oliver, like a half-used stack of Bill Oliver letterhead.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
That was intense. He's talking about intense. Because I was just burning with a fever when I walked into the Superdome. And it's just shoulder to shoulder going in, and I look over, and there's a priest going in.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Wasn't Homer Smith the OC at that time, or he come in the year later? It's right there.
No, it was. It wasn't Homer Smith.
I'm going to have to bleep that
No,
out.
it was the guy that became the athletic director that hired Saban.
Mal Moore.
Mal Moore was offensive coordinator
that year. But Homer Smith came in.
Yeah, he came in later, but Mal Moore.
with Jay Barker. He's done.
No, Jay Barker.
I can't believe I said that.
Jay Barker was the quarterback on that team.
Yeah, he was
as a sophomore.
As a sophomore, yeah. But I'm talking about, like his senior year, they had Homer Smith because he threw like for 1 billion yards.
Well, I got that game on there too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a great moment.
Mal Moore was one excellent fellow.
Well, he had how many? Didn't he have 6 national championship?
Yeah. As a player, and a coach, and administrator. Well, no.
He had more than that. Well, he was with Bear Bryant too.
Player,
Player,
coach.
well, player. A coach.
He coached with Bear Bryant too.
Yeah.
I looked over, and there was a priest.
Yeah, exactly. We was shoulder to shoulder going in, and I looked over.
Right here.
Yeah, just the priest looked over. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder going in there, trying to get in the
say, "How are
Super
you?"
Hey, you got a funny collar.
Yeah, he had his collar on and everything.
How are you, Father?
Yeah.
God bless you.
How are you, Father? Now, if it had been at
I'm
Auburn,
doing good, Sonny. How are you doing?
Now, if it had been at Auburn, I'd just cussed him out.
Whoa.
Been at Auburn.
I
That's
can't-
what
I
happens at Auburn.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
take you at Auburn.
Cuss
To talk,
yourself.
That's what happens at Auburn.
I can't wait to take you to Auburn.
Look,
You just
3
get a
Bama
fight down
guys, 1 Auburn guy. Who cusses?
Yeah, Clint, who cusses?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What you got, Mark?
Yeah.
I meant during the live.
Yeah, there you
broadcast
go.
So far.
There you go.
What's your moment?
What else? You got more though.
What are you
Well,
going
I mean, am I doing them all?
Can we just go back and forth?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Set
why,
it up. Here we go.
I didn't want to do number one.
Apparently, I wrote down. And
This
isn't
list is
everything.
amazing.
Yeah,
you need
this
to take
is-
a
this is-
picture of
this
this
is
list
detailed.
and put it on social
Well,
media.
because I got a little time today.
He's got like
after my
everything.
classes.
He's got like his whole life story.
No.
When it
He
comes
There's
to
a lot- there's a
his
lot
kids
more.
helped him with this.
No,
By his kids, I mean
I
your
was by
students.
myself.
Oh,
I have
okay.
to focus. I can't do this when I got kids because some of them are crazy.
Yeah.
I can't.
kids
anyway.
crazy? No way.
They're turning. No.
No, they ain't turning. They turned.
Hey,
They done turned.
I got a dude right now that would rival anything you ever did. In the most loving way, though.
Bullcrap.
Dude. I'm talking about shenanigans. And I wasn't with you your senior year, so I don't know how far it went, but he's in 10th grade. Right now.
Oh, he went a long way.
Hey, when we get done, I'll show you a video I took of him the other day. You're going to be like, okay, well, I didn't really do that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well,
It's good stuff. It's funny. It'll make you laugh. I actually woke my kids up, my little girls up to his alarm clock the other day.
Yeah.
Just a video of this guy just being himself.
that's funny.
And they laughed.
Did you
True story.
Did you listen to the episode 2 or 3 seasons ago where we had Justin Williams and Jody Whaley on?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of my
Yeah,
shenanigans
after
there.
that, I downloaded Coach Whaley's app.
Yeah, I did too.
The Whaley Vision.
Whaley Vision, baby. You got to know what's going on when you're driving through it.
Need to.
That's a great idea. I mean, I love history. I love historical places. I really do.
Yeah.
I really love historical places. I wish I could go to, like, Gettysburg. I wish I could go to, like, different places where great things have happened.
Let's just go.
I want to go overseas.
Road trip!
And walk where Jesus walked. That's my number one.
That'd be awesome.
Just go to Israel. Do the thing, man. And then, I want to go to the Colosseum where they're, and
Where
Rome.
slaves fought one another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where Russell Crowe took a
I am Decimus Maximus
And
Meridius.
I was talking about this with one of my students like yesterday about how I just sometimes I just kind of feel like I was born in the wrong century.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about that before and thought, man, air conditioning's pretty dang good.
I'm not saying like what I enjoy. I'm talking about how I'm made.
Oh,
Can you imagine me as like somebody fighting in the Coliseum, and I've just been nothing. I don't have these things to distract me, like video games, all this other stuff. All I'd known.
All you know is fighting.
is somebody's training me to fight, and you got this frame.
Yeah,
dude,
you'd
you
have been
would've
that
made a
guy.
great
And
gladiator.
I wasn't like the
You'd have
fat
been that
lard
guy-
that I am now. It's like I got muscles and I'm
You'd have been that
stacked
guy
and
in
I'm-
Gladiator that had the little teardrop thing. You know, we
Yeah.
got stabbed
Didn't
in
he
the
get
foot.
he got ate by lions, didn't he? Or tigers.
No, I don't think so. Cause
One word.
It was thumbs up,
Or he
thumbs
cut his- he
down.
cut his head off.
No, he didn't do it. He walked away.
Was that the guy?
Because Joaquin Phoenix did this, and he just threw the axe down and walked
Great
away.
movie though. Man.
I only have one thing to say about that. Goliath. All right, go ahead.
I mean, I'm not that big.
Go ahead.
It would be
20
cool to be 9 feet tall though.
20
And still
stones
be
high.
agile.
I don't know. Like, so what would you well, like if you were in ancient Rome? Do you think you would have been a gladiator?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I got a couple different sides of it. I mean, I got the warrior side, but honestly, the best part I like is
Be
the
a jester.
loving teddy bear type side of me.
Yeah.
I enjoy being in that place more, you know, like especially now that I'm teaching and like trying to lead people into being better people, you know, like I embrace that a lot more now. Back then, you know, in the old playing days, you had to get a little
I
aggressive.
feel like Clint's got some serious medieval jester energy going on. You know, like with the little thing and the bells hanging off.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I like making people laugh.
Or just the funny cook, you know, the guy that,
Why does it have to be a cook, man?
Yeah.
Why you got to go there?
Say? What
What are you
trying to
saying?
you know, Chef Boyardee has white hair at a young age, you know.
You just got compared to a guy on a can of processed food.
Oh, but I will say this: the
Put you
warrior
on
side
the
of me.
can.
We played a faculty-student basketball game 2 days ago on Wednesday.
Are you sore still?
A little bit.
Who won
Not
it?
that bad.
Who won it?
Oh, dude, we destroyed them. Well, the scoreboard said 21, but apparently I heard they didn't count a couple of our buckets, so I think it was like 25-4 faculty.
4.
25-4 faculty.
The faculty won.
How many did you
4
throw
was the
down?
student body.
I think I was told 10.
Wow.
Nice.
You just stood underneath the basket, right?
Yeah, I didn't really do a lot. And Cade reminded
Shaq
me when we
Sanders.
got done,
Yeah.
my son's like, "Dad, you played awful, man." And I was like, "Dang, son."
Did forward play?
No, 4 didn't play, but there were some other guy. I could say their names, but it wouldn't matter. Nobody in here would know who they are. Maybe out there, but anyway. But we destroyed them. That was ugly. And you know what? It really made me mad. That was one kid. I don't even want to give him airtime.
Don't give him
That's what
that.
it is. But the story's funny.
Okay,
Now
right.
it become like 3 times during the game I was tackled or tripped. Okay. So,
Ah.
and the first time was this joker. I was getting rebound, and he decided he wants to go. You know, oh, I'm gonna get that ball from you, Coach Sanders, and I'm like ripping it from him. You know,
Slinging
and I
around.
pull it away, and I start dribbling. Well, he just tackles my left leg, and I go to the ground,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, he wants
You
wants
want to go there?
he wants to be the guy today. I
Yeah.
guess he wants to show himself, be big bad, you know, whatever. So I roll, and I'm like, I can't believe this. I roll over, and I look up, and this joker is standing about 5 feet from me and is walking towards me doing this, like bowing up, and I'm like,
It's on.
okay.
It's on.
Please tell
I
me you
get
just
up, I
stood
was
up
wearing
and
this
just
watch,
towered over him.
And I take it off, and I'm like, okay, I ain't breaking this today.
Oh,
Put it in my pocket. And then about halfway down the court, the Lord spoke to me and said, "You need to not do
that.
What you're doing. What you're going
You
to do.
you don't need to go there. You don't need to let that side out. Tame it. It'll be okay."
Yeah.
And so I let it die. Thank you, Jesus.
So you just looked at him and shopped him instead and dunked him.
No, you know, like later on, you know, there's some rebounds that happen. I give him a little extra.
Yeah.
You know, and really pushed him out of the way, you know, but I wasn't going to be that guy.
You weren't going to end up like that school bus driver. Yelled at that kid on the bus.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
if
saw
I
that.
that.
I saw that.
Oh, you're talking about the lady?
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
missed that. I
I mean,
didn't
it was
see
not
that.
good,
It wasn't good,
but it was funny
good.
to look at.
No, I think he got exactly what they needed.
Did I see that? Did you show me that?
No, I didn't show it to anybody, but if that's
Are you
anything
talking-
that could happen
Have you seen
any
your
day.
moment yet?
No.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. All right, do y'all pick a sport first?
Football.
Okay.
Football. I don't think I wrote down any. Just kidding.
NCAA
All right, so-
football.
So one of my favorite moments that I was a part of in stadium, okay, 2009 Alabama season. Like we're rocking and rolling. We meet LSU. They come to Bryant-Denny, and they're up in the fourth quarter, 15-13. About 10 minutes left. Bama's been struggling. We ain't playing like ourselves. We've been doing good all season. And I went to, you know the game.
I know what you're talking about now.
Okay, so we had gotten tickets from my brother's father-in-law who worked at the time for USA Block, and Paul Tyson, the son of Paul Bear Bryant. The company. He was the president of that company at the time.
Right.
I believe. I don't know if he's still there or not. I don't keep up with that stuff.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I think he's.
But we got tickets. Man, it was like a special little inside the end zone type of thing that as a player, this place had always been there. I had never known it existed. Now this is one of those places like super special. You go in, tons of food in there. Eat all the cakes and pies you want. You know what I'm saying? Nice. And I was in hog heaven in the end zone. And so I'm sitting there having a great time. We get in the fourth quarter. Well, I mean, I probably wasn't having such a great time because we were struggling a little bit. Because I take it to heart.
Same.
My squad,
Same. We could win 42-0, and I'm not happy.
Julio Jones, we're back on the our opposite, maybe 27-yard line.
Yeah, something like
27-yard line, 26, 27. And, what's his name? Greg McElroy. Steps back. Julio Jones runs a little hitch, throws it over. And he makes a cut. This guy misses, and he's just
gone.
It's like somebody shot him out of a cannon.
4.4 speed on display.
And he's running right at me. And I'm like, come on, big boy, I'll catch you. Dude, I'm in the stands going nuts. And it's on, if you go back and watch the video, you can find me. I'm on the clip. And you'll see me because I'm huge. And I'm wearing this this old light gray Bama football shirt, and I got a shaker, and I'm just jumping in there like, going nuts. That's my squad,
Yeah.
And we ended up winning the game and the national championship that
well,
year.
the funny thing is, and this is what a lot of LSU fans like to point out, that Patrick Peterson went out just to play before, and then obviously the offensive coordinators, they noticed that their best corner just went out. Let's pick on the guy, the new kid, and that's what happened. Was it a hitch or like a screen pass? I think it was like a zero route. I think it's like a screen pass, but I might be wrong. But yeah, Patrick Peterson had just went out. He was all over Julio Jones, and then he went out.
It was definitely a hitch, though.
Yeah, okay. Well, he went out, and then he just blew by the backup. So
it was a quick hitch.
It was a quick hitch.
It was like a
kind of. Yeah.
Let's just call it a stop route.
I like it.
Was this you said it was at Tiger Stadium?
No,
it was at
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Okay.
09 season.
All right.
Okay.
When did the guy score in Tiger Stadium on the screen at the end of the game to win the game?
That was A.J. McCarron and Yeldon, T.J. Yeldon.
Yeah, that was
I
great.
bet that was huge to be there.
Yeah, because there's like a minute left, and they call it a scream.
I'm talking about hearts being mended right there in that game.
Scream.
That was tough.
Screams
That was crazy.
I love a scream.
That's one of my favorite plays to call.
I love screams.
Oh, my goodness, y'all.
I've got to.
Love them. Love them.
I'm not going to elaborate.
But when you have your quick tackle and your center getting out there lead blocking, you'll
Absolutely, sir.
love it a little more, or
And
maybe even a
there's
little
not
less.
a lot of things that fire me up as much as seeing linemen get downfield blocking.
Oh my
No, I
gosh.
do like that. That freaking, I love seeing that crap.
As long as they're giving effort. Because I had to go through the other day about how to block in space as a lineman. It's like, don't run at people. Let them come to you. Just chop your feet.
Well,
chop your feet.
Yeah, you got to do that. You get a little wide. You got to keep the base wide.
Right.
That's
Make
the
them
thing.
come
Yeah,
to work.
yeah.
Because, hey,
There's
they
a
ain't got to
science
tackle
to it,
you.
Coach.
They got to tackle the guy
There's
beside
science
you.
to it, Coach. There's a
Wide
science.
base, quick feet, man.
Some of the greatest athletes on earth stand from left tackle to right tackle, my friends. I'm talking about some of the best ones. They got to be sharp.
Yep.
They got to be physical.
Smartest guys.
And
fast.
unselfish.
Paul Bishop.
Very unselfish.
They're never going to
That's
touch
what
the
I try
ball.
to explain to people is they don't understand the togetherness that the
Yeah,
offensive
man,
line
it's-
unit has to have.
it's
got to be
insane.
the most amount of moxie, like usness together. Like
They're the unit, dude.
the unit, man.
They are the freaking unit.
win games, Coach. Up front.
Absolutely. I'm a wide receivers coach. I stand by that.
All right.
You're your former lineman coach.
All right. So that was my Bama. Okay, and the pro throw thing.
Yep.
And I also going back on pro throw, the Florida game with the broken leg.
Yeah.
I was right there looking. I wasn't right there looking, but I was watching.
Yeah.
I saw it. Oh,
That's
that was
so nasty.
God bless him. But hey,
Can
I
you
will say
imagine
this.
if that injury did not happen, like where he could have been?
man.
Like
Well, that's the thing about Tyrone. He was just so like
he was
of
undersized.
Of all the
but-
teammates that I had, I would probably say Tyrone's heart
yeah,
was the biggest.
Yeah.
Because he did not care how small he was.
yeah, exactly.
And he was
He
his
played bigger.
athleticism behind him. And I remember there being a play one time where he got like 2 pancakes at minimum.
Seriously.
On one play. Yes. Like, rolling out, bam, going to another guy, bam, and he stands over and just
You talk about linemen downfield blocking. I love watching receivers block for each other.
Oh man,
When Alabama had that,
other?
yeah.
Yes.
When Alabama had the Waddle and all those, and like they were like, "Whose turn is it? Okay, follow me. I'm gonna block for you." And they'd be downfield blocking.
those are the guys you gotta have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those
they're
are the
unselfish.
unselfish.
Man, offensive line stars of the game to me.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so.
John Hannah.
Yeah, greatest all time, John Hannah. Who you think? Mark Sanders and John Hannah, greatest all time. Who you think? Who's greatest all time?
I'm not even on the
Who's greatest all
sniffle
time?
of the greatest.
Greatest all time.
I mean, that's hard to say. Because we can try to compile all these lists we want, but we haven't seen
different
everybody
eras.
play.
It's different eras, and you haven't seen everybody play.
But apparently, like John Hannah was.
Yes, it's
the
John
man.
Hannah.
I've watched
man's man.
clips. The man was brutal,
Yes,
and
he
I
is.
loved it.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Actually, probably a couple weeks ago, I hung out with his brother, David.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to talk a little bit, hang out, shoot the ball.
Let me know next time you go. I want to
I
go.
was at a track meet up in Fort Payne. He's
Yeah.
up there.
So he's in Fort Payne. What from Albertville? Is he up in Albertville?
Yeah, he coached at Pell City for a while,
Okay.
and then I remember I met him over there because my kids were, they
Right.
went through that or whatever. So, yeah, all right, Hannah's awesome.
all right, let's snake this. Give me another one.
I'll tell you what, I played behind a really good lineman, Evan Mathis.
Evan Matthews was really good.
I was a junior his senior years, and I
Yeah.
was behind him on the line. He was really good. Ended up being all pro.
Mm-hmm.
Made Pro Bowl. Was highest paid offensive guard in the league for a while. Blocked for Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl.
Sure did.
Yeah, I played behind him. Behind, not in front. So you understand where I'm at on the list of all-time greatest linemen. Okay. All right, so football. That's the thing. I've been to a lot of football games, like moments like I don't know, like the so many overtime games that we played, like the one we beat Arkansas in like 4 overtimes.
I was there
cool.
at that one.
Was you?
Yeah.
That was cool. I mean, just like
Because then we turned around the
games.
next week and lost to Georgia, kind of in the same fashion.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't go to overtime with them, did we?
No, we didn't go to overtime.
Yeah,
it was like
they-
the last
they
play of the
whipped
game
us.
kind of thing.
That guy kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough. But I remember when 9/11 happened my freshman year,
Mhm.
and we took our 9/11 game against Southern Miss and moved it after the Iron Bowl. That's the Southern Miss game earlier I was talking about. It was snowing,
Oh, okay.
and it was just the ice fest at them. And we
Yeah.
played them at Legion Field. But anyway, let's see. I'm just gonna read a few off of here. All right, so let's see NBA basketball. I've been to a few NBA games.
Never. Oh, hey, I did go to the Squadron game and
Squadron.
danced half naked on the court. That was
He
pretty
did.
funny.
There's
video.
There's video of that.
Me and
Have you seen that?
no,
Oh,
yeah, I
I
did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah,
And we
show-
talked about it.
Show
We
that
talked
to your
about
guy. Show that to your guy. Say, yeah, when you're in your 30s and you do that, yeah, then you can talk. You ain't on my level, kid. There's still a lot of
He'll
crazy
Probably,
in
he'll
here.
probably do it at the Super Bowl one day. I'm sure.
Just
Yeah.
just to one up that gray-headed guy from Asheville.
Yeah.
So me and Nathan Haskew
Hey.
back in
There's
middle.
a name.
Man, love that guy. one of my funnest all time friends, man. Me and him. I went with me and his parents went together. They took me and him to the Trailblazers versus Hawks in like '95.
Okay.
Okay.
I've seen the Hawks play.
Yeah, and they, I was so excited about just watching Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
I loved Clyde Drexler back in the day.
Clyde the Glide.
I don't know if you knew anything about Drexler.
No.
Did you?
I mean, I knew who he was,
Five
but
Slamma Jamma.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know he played for Houston. I knew him as an NBA player. I did not know he was
Yeah.
a part of the Fab Five at Houston.
So
They
I
got
got
beat
to-
by Jimmy V's NC
Got to
State
watch
squad.
him, and I got to go back and look at names because I went all Craig Elo. Yeah, for the Hawks. He was playing with the Hawks at the time.
Was he a 7-footer?
I used to hate Craig Elo
Was he a 7-footer?
when he was playing against Jordan.
Was he?
I think he was close.
Was he a big guy?
He might have
Okay.
been. He might have been.
He's a
seven.
big guy, right?
Yeah, he was a big.
Nobody's gonna. No, I mean Manute
Or
Bol.
was he
You
the
gotta love
shooter?
that guy.
Was he the shooter?
I think
No,
he
He started
big
in
guy.
militia.
Yeah, big guy.
We talked
Steve
about
Smith,
that already.
Mookie
Yeah, I know.
Blaylock.
Yeah.
I know.
I remember
Yeah.
those names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Manute Bol? You like Manute Bol?
Love Manute.
Sorry, he had his own militia.
You know who
Go
that
ahead.
is?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he was like 7'4".
Yeah, skinny as a rail.
That's about that big around.
I always wanted to meet him, man.
Really?
I wanted to stand
he
next
dead
to this
now?
dude. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well, I mean, you still can then.
You know, isn't his son Bowl? Y'all are sports guys. Don't y'all know that his son has been playing basketball collegiately for, I don't know if he's out yet or not, but
What's his
B-O-L,
name?
B-O-L, Bowl. Tell me I'm lying.
Holy crap. He Orlando Magic, man. Dude. He's 7'2", 235, and he's dark.
Bowl.
Yeah, man. Bowl.
Bowl. Son of
Not Bobo Golden.
Ooh, bow.
Hey, that's a throwback to the other episode, man.
Bobo dip.
Bobo Dip.
Bobo Golden.
What's your name, Jimmy Gold? How you spell it? B-O-B-O.
So, okay.
Dude, I seen Bobo.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
A
Driving
son
down
of
the road
basketball
somewhere.
player Manute
like,
Bowl.
yes.
Bowl was born in Khartoum,
Yes, I
Sudan, and lives in Kansas City.
I love the barbecue.
Plays for the Orlando Magic. All right.
Hey, back when Dad was principal here, I went to the bathroom. It used to be senior hall. I don't know what y'all call it now.
Yeah.
But Bubba was in there. He's like, "Hey, Mark." He said, "Hey, you got dip?" I was like, No, Bubba, I don't dip, man." He's like, "What, you did don't let you dip?" I was like, "Well, no, he probably wouldn't want me to dip, but I just don't want to dip." He's like, "Well, okay." That's it.
That's the best
And then
Bobo Golden story ever.
was
Did he-
Bubba standing
did-
right there.
Didn't he run away or something?
Well, that was his brother.
Oh,
I think it was Bobo.
No, it was.
Was it his brother?
Was it him or his brother?
I thought
Tommy.
It was Bobo.
Tommy ran away.
Because you remember, it was like a national
Yeah.
thing. It was like a big news story.
Oh, no.
nationally.
I'd made a joke about somebody that couldn't help it. Oh, well.
Well, I mean, I put.
I got a
asphalt
Bobo
out.
story for off the air, by the way. So, anyway.
He
There's
played for
There's some
Oregon.
interesting stuff that happened back in the day.
Bowl.
Bobo.
Okay, so moving on. Let's say, all right, Jordan playing for the Barons,
I never got to see
Michael Jordan
I
playing
was
for the
I was
Barons.
younger, but I never got to see
dude.
Jordan.
And you're talking about the energy that was in that.
Oh
place.
yeah,
We
because
went
everybody
down there,
wanted to see him.
And
Are you Spider-Man?
like when Jordan came out, man, all of us kids, because I was like 12,
Yeah,
13,
that
12,
baseball player 6'6".
What year were you born?
83.
Okay.
It's a great year.
Yeah.
84 was better. Not really, but still.
Whatever.
You know who else was born in
Yeah, I
83?
turned 40 this year. 2
Hey.
weeks ago, turned 40. Old
You're-
man now.
Whew, wow.
Yeah, so
How'd
I saw
that hit
your
you?
mom at a Mexican
It hit
restaurant.
me great. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I've been training since the start of the year. I've been running.
Okay.
I've been doing a little lifting. I've been losing a little weight. Me and the wife. Thank you, Heather, for motivating me to get healthier. But I've been running for the first time since I played football. That's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm not running unless there's a bear
Dude,
chasing me.
I ran almost a mile and a half the other day.
I run a mile 3 times a week.
Okay. He's got a one-up me.
Hey, exactly.
no,
He's a one-upper.
No, that's not what I'm trying
He's
to
a
do. I'm just
one-upper.
saying,
Look
like,
at
no,
you. How old
no.
are you? 30? 27.
27. How'd you
Okay.
know that?
Because I think we talked about it before.
Okay, gotcha.
27. I'm 40.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm fat. And I'm broken.
But I know that if I
Those are
don't,
my
do,
problems.
I know that if I don't do it now and
You're
keep
gonna
doing
get
it,
broken,
it's
fat, and
going
old.
to get to the
Yeah.
point where I'm not going to be able to start doing it.
Which is where I'm at.
There's different levels here, folks. We're just bang, bang, bang.
How much are you running?
Well, a couple times a week because I don't want to overdo it.
How much?
I go over a mile.
So the 3 of us run.
Are you running too?
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you, Coach.
Ain't happening.
Hey, dude. It
There's
makes me
only
feel
one
so
that
much
doesn't.
better.
I know
Hey,
it does.
and people out there listening to me, y'all don't understand how important it is that you drink more water. And
Hey.
everybody that knows me is like, "Ah, here he goes again."
Not only that,
Water.
though, but look, if you don't consume the now this is going to sound so freaking nerdy and so like such like a coach, but
My recommendations.
if you don't consume the appropriate nutrients, minerals, and antioxidants, it doesn't matter how much water you drink, your body's not going to be able to absorb it. So, like I think something like 95% of the population is dehydrated, not because they don't drink enough water, but because their body can't ingest that water because it doesn't have the proper minerals, nutrients, and antioxidants to do it.
I definitely want to invest in one of those. Whatchamacallit?
The Flintstones gummies. Is that what?
We are
No,
Flintstone
the ones
kids.
Not a sponsor.
That make your water like almost like
Water break or
like super pure and
Oh,
super
yeah.
like energized.
an ionization machine?
but there's special ones
That's
that do it like to a level that your body just like is like, ooh goodness, you know. Ooh goodness.
Hey, let's start a company called Ooh Goodness.
Ooh goodness.
Ooh
water,
Goodness.
Purification.
I
and
can see y'all trying to
electrolyzation.
pitch that on Shark Tank.
Hey, dude, if I walk in there with him,
I was
they're
gonna say,
gonna
if he
buy
walks
anything.
in-
They're gonna buy. If I walk in there with Mark Sanders, they're gonna.
Let me tell you something. Buy Ooh Goodness, or I'll break you.
That's the pitch.
That's the
That's
pitch.
it.
Give me $1 million. Okay.
What's the percentage? 0.
I got to see Michael Jordan get a base hit, and
That's awesome.
because he struggled at the plate some.
Yeah.
You know.
I went to see Michael Jordan too with
you?
Barons. He played pretty good tonight. I saw he hit a double.
Yeah.
Tonight I went.
Maybe we're there at the same time.
Made a pretty good play.
Who the Barons play? The Biscuits.
Ain't no
The
telling.
Wahoo.
Biscuits
My
went
memory
around them.
My memory ain't that good, so I don't remember. All right, we'll stay with baseball. I'm gonna win the '95 Braves. Going and watching them was awesome. You know?
'95 was a great year.
You know, Greg
I was
Maddux, John Smoltz, Steve Avery,
What a lineup.
Sid Bream. No, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't there.
Gladden.
Gladden was still there.
Yeah.
Was Sid still? Was Sid there in '95? No, I don't think he was.
I don't think so.
World champion Braves. Well, going and watching them. Jeff Blauser,
Yeah.
Mark Lemke, Fred McGriff, Javi Lopez, Chipper Jones. Who else do they have?
Chipper Jones.
Morgan Wallen's got a great song about the '98 Braves.
David Justice.
Yeah.
I got so mad at the Braves when they traded him. I love David Justice.
They traded him to the Indians, right? First?
I don't remember.
No. Do not get me started on that.
Hey, calm down, Tom Hanks.
Oh, all right. So there was this one great trip. We took my grandma, rest in peace, to.
All right.
I love Mimo. Anyway, we took her. She loved the Braves.
All I
right?
can think of when he said Meemaw was vacation.
Anyway, so we took Maul to a Braves game.
Sorry.
And
Sorry.
And so we let Maul sit in the like the 715 club. You know, we had the air conditioning, all that stuff. But you know, we were out with the commoners, and me and my brother, and I can't remember if Kenny was with us at the time, because I was talking to him about it earlier, and I don't think he remembers it happening. So it might have just been me and Matthew. Could have just been me wandering off by myself. Happened a good bit. And
Still does.
I just remember standing at the behind the left field bleachers and the courseway right there, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But I'm standing there, and there's a granny, probably 15, 20 feet from me, wearing one of those like card dealer visors, the green ones that
green one you see through,
Like an accountant would wear.
But it wasn't like rubbery. It was plastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm out there watching batting practice, right? And all of a sudden, I don't know what batter it was. Can't remember. It don't matter. But the ball, it's coming. And I'm like, oh. Looking up, you know, and I see it coming. And I'm like, oh, I might could get that. And I start moving, but there's too many people right here. And I'm like, oh. And it's coming. And all of a sudden, wham! And it hits this lady right in the visor. And I see it happen. And this visor goes, blows up, and she goes down, and I'm like, oh,
Where's the ball? Where's the ball?
Where's the ball?
I just want the ball. Sorry, lady.
I felt so bad for her, and it was awful. The paramedic, like people were freaking out. Paramedics are coming, like this old lady has been knocked unconscious.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm right there witnessing it all, and that was wild.
Well, who got the ball?
I don't remember. Maybe that is good that I don't know. Because I wasn't
You
trying to
just
get it
saw an
myself.
old woman get a massive
And I was
concussion.
more worried about her than getting riches.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have got the ball.
Okay.
He's a big ball boy.
Hey, I went to see the Braves too during that time period. I went over to a game when Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa was having a home run.
Which game?
I don't remember.
That'd have been
St. Louis
98.
and Braves. I don't know when.
that
Well, I
97
saw
or
Mark
98?
McGuire play over there.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Was that 97 or
Because that
98?
segues into my next one. Okay.
'98 was the year the Padres knocked him out. I don't know.
Okay,
I
let's
just know that from Morton.
I
I
got
don't remember what year it was.
Okay,
It's when all them were
2000
playing. They
I don't
had all
know.
the good
MLB.
pitchers, Maddox and Glavine, and all them
Well,
were pitching.
we're still pitching.
Yeah.
2001.
Smokes.
I
guess.
just graduated high school. Me and my
Okay.
So I had a cousin through marriage that was a Major League Baseball player. His name's John Lieber. He married my cousin, and so we all knew.
Hey, we need some tickets.
Well, I mean, it's close family, so like I guess my mom was talking to them. They were like, "Hey, why don't y'all let the boys come up and come stay with us for a weekend or whatever?" And they're like, "Hey, we'll be in a series with the Cardinals," and he was with the Cubs at the time. Okay, and so we'll be in a series with the Cardinals, right in the middle of the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire home run extravaganza, and so we fly up. And me and Matthew had the best weekend ever. But the greatest part of it was like we get up there and we get to have the special treatment. We ride in this really fancy chauffeur car up there, and we go down and go in the locker room and it was awesome. Did I already talk about the Sammy?
No,
you haven't. You've never talked about this before.
All right. So I'll just carry y'all through it. All right.
Please do.
Okay. So we're
I'm so glad y'all are more interested in this story than mine, but go ahead.
I mean, okay. Well, do you have any more companies you went and toured? Where these?
Did you go to Google?
I want to hear more about people in wrestling shirts and Crocs. I'm just like,
did you go to Google or Twitter or something?
I don't like y'all anymore.
SpaceX.
All right.
No. But hey, look, I've never heard you ever
I've
mention
never
heard
this.
this.
Okay. All right. Good.
Wait, you've never heard it either?
I've never heard it either.
Yeah, I didn't never do this happen.
So we were amped for this trip, right?
As anybody would be.
Growing up, me and Matthew
That's
in
awesome,
Chicago.
man.
our favorite teams
Like
were.
you flew up to Chicago.
Yes, we flew to Chicago.
Nice.
Our favorite teams were the
here.
Braves and the Cubs.
Yeah.
And why do you think we love the Cubs? 2 reasons. Ryan Sandberg. Well, I was a big Mark Grace fan back in the day, but Harry Carey, man.
Hey,
everybody. But anyway, so we fly up there, we go in, and the very first thing I see, y'all, when I walk down in the locker room, and I see none other than Sammy Sosa sitting on the end locker, who, by the way, had a bigger locker than everyone else at the time.
Shocker.
Sitting there, chilling.
Getting a shot?
No, he was just sitting there.
Getting the shot.
He was just chilling, getting his mind right before the game with the Cardinals, Or no. I think they played the Pirates the first day and then went straight into the series with the Cardinals the next day. Okay, all right. So he's sitting there, and I walk up behind him.
Goosey?
Listen, and something came over me. I don't know what it was, like just being a fan. Like I love Sammy Sosa.
Please tell me you hugged him.
I love the Cubs. I go up behind him, and I give him the massage hands on the back of the neck.
No, what?
Listen, I know it sounds weird.
Hey, man!
No, but like my cousin had already said, hey, meet my cousins, and I just was like kind of behind him. I was like, hey, I was like, Sammy, go out there and get us some today, man.
So you've touched Sammy's
I
shoulders.
gave him a neck rub. Yep.
Oh wow, you got sensual with Sammy.
It was so weird,
yeah.
but it was awesome. It's a good story now.
Sensual with Sammy.
What
man.
did he do?
What did he do?
Sammy Sosa, when you touched him.
Yeah.
He looked up at me and smiled. Like, hey, he was a great guy, great dude, man. And
Have
he
you
talked
seen
to us
that
for a little bit?
Have you seen that picture of him comparing him
Old, yeah.
like when he first got into the league versus
bad.
now?
It's
No, like when he was
playing
at the height
outside
of
in the
his-
sun, Sammy versus bleach my skin, Sammy. Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
rough.
that's bad.
God bless him. But anyway, so we go in, man.
I was trying to
and
figure out how to word that in.
I kid y'all not. I was already signed to go to Alabama. I was
Yeah.
about to go to school to start working out in the summer, literally like the
Yeah.
next week. And I go into this locker room. And
Wait a minute. So you're like 18 at this point?
Yes.
Okay, I
I
thought-
had just turned 18.
He said he just graduated.
Oh, for
Yes.
some reason, I guess I missed that part. I guess I zoned out. For
I
some
had
reason, I
just
picture you
graduated.
as like a little 11-year-old. Hey, Sammy.
No, sir.
So you're like, hey, Sammy.
I'm this size.
Oh, okay.
Just a lot skinnier.
Current size.
And so the next thing is we get done talking to him. He's introducing us to the next guy after the next guy after the next guy. We're just going through the whole locker room. It was cool. And then all of a sudden he pops around. He's like, hey, I'll be back. And so we're just standing there talking to one of the players. Can't remember who, but he comes back around. He's got 2 bats and a bunch of balls in his arm. And the bats are signed by the team, the whole team.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
The balls are signed by the whole team. One of the balls signed by Sammy Sosa. The other one signed by him. We got 3 balls each, a bat, and I felt like a little child. I was like a Make-A-Wish kid or
Yeah.
something.
Can we get ice cream and a helmet now?
And it gets better.
Really?
We go around. He's like, hey, y'all want to go out on the field? Nah, man. No, we don't want to go on the field.
Yeah.
We want to go on the field. So we go around, pop around, go down through the tunnel, and he's like, hold on. He's like, Kerry's pitching today. Hold on, let's pop it. I bet he's in the weight room. He opens up the door to the weight room, and Kerry Wood, who's about to go out and start on a Major League mound, I see him repping pull-ups, just getting after it. And he's like, hey, Kerry, meet my cousins right here. And as he comes over and we talk for a minute, and he goes right back into some weights, and he's just ripping it in there. I'm like, man, that is amazing. He's about to go destroy his arm, and he's in here destroying his arm beforehand.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happens. Then we go out, enter out into the dugout, and I'm just like, wow, this is stinking Wrigley Field right here. They probably wasn't thinking stinking.
It's like, where's the gum?
And I'm just looking out like, man, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And then we go out on the field. The dudes are out here doing batting practice, man. We go out there and chill with them on the side. He's like, hey, you want me to get y'all some gloves and a ball you want to throw? Yeah. So me and Matthew are on. We go out into the outfield in Wrigley Field with the other guys that are doing warm-ups, and we're out there.
So you're out there by the ivy.
We are long tossing out. Well, I didn't go that far because there was more dudes out there, but we stayed kind of closer to the infield, maybe like a third of the way out. Yeah. But we were out there long tossing on Wrigley Field before the game.
That's awesome.
That was incredible.
Y'all remember the bowl game that they played there? And they said that the end zone was too close to the ivy. Yeah. So they only had basically it was like make it take it football. You only could go one way. Do you remember that? It's like you keep saying yeah.
I remember.
It's like 4 years ago. Like they were like, hey, the first time in so long we're gonna have a football game here. I want to say it was Northwestern and somebody.
I remember them doing that.
And then like they got out there and said, well, for safety reasons we can only go one way. Like, so they only used one half of the field going back toward.
It's like the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I don't watch that game.
It's just neat to see how they do that because, like, nice. Bristol
football was not meant to be played in a baseball stadium.
When Tennessee and Virginia Tech played at
that was
Bristol,
awesome. Yeah, at Bristol. Yeah, that was insane.
Well, like some people were complaining they were so far away.
Yeah,
the football field's so much smaller than the infield of a racetrack. But
did Lieber go to Trussville?
No, he was from Council Bluffs, Iowa, and he went to college at South Alabama.
Who was the guy that Mixon always had come over here with Todd Jones? Was it Lee
John? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they both played together in college.
Okay.
At South?
Yeah.
What's the South?
Jones played at
Jacksonville, yeah.
Okay,
but they were buddies, though.
Okay.
They were buddies.
Okay.
I was thinking that's who that was.
Yeah. But anyway.
At that camp.
Yeah.
Those are good times.
David,
that's an amazing story.
That is.
How about the time Todd Jones had just bought and my favorite car back in the day was a Dodge Viper. All I wanted was a Dodge Viper.
Man, I love me a Dodge Viper too, dude.
Oh man, it was all. And he pulls up to come do the little camp up here or whatever, and that Dodge Viper, that green one he had, and I just remember being like, oh man, I would give anything to drive that. And then I told him, I was like, man, I love your car, and he was like, you want to drive it? And I said, nope. I was scared. I was like, there ain't no way I'm going to fit
V10.
I can't. Yeah. Well, no, I can't say
but
that
anyway.
Fat guy in little car.
I remember standing there while Todd Jones and John Lieber were throwing 97-mile-an-hour fastballs. Yeah. And burning Mixon's hand up in that mitt. And, like there was only, like, a couple of the guys on the team that stood up there and, like, watched them come by. And they, like, ran away because it was so fast. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
It happened in this actual gymnasium right here, y'all. Y'all don't even know the history that's going on in here, man.
I'm not a baseball guy, but that's a pretty cool story.
Larry
I mean, you just gotta respect the history of Wrigley Field and that organization and that whole experience. Like that's awesome. You know, I just man.
It was so crazy because they even were like, hey, would y'all like to go do the 7th inning stretch? The song, Take Me Out to, and we chickened out.
No,
dude!
You could have sung the 7th inning stretch song and you chickened out
at Wrigley Field against the Cardinals.
I don't remember which day that was. It was first or I don't. But
was it 2007? Whenever Bernie Mac jinxed them with the "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" song against the Marlins. I know it was Bernie Mac, but was it 2007?
What was the Steve? What was the guy's name?
Berkman.
Berkman. Was it Berkman?
Maybe. That sounds right. Anyway, it was that game, but like during the 7th inning stretch, Bernie Mac's out there, and he's like,
because then he screwed it all.
Home or take me out the ball game, take me out the crowd, blah, blah, blah.
And he messed it up.
And he said something about the champions, and like it jinxed them. Mm-hmm. And of course well,
that's what everybody wants to believe. Whatever.
Well, I mean. It's part of it, but part of the lore that goes with it. You chickened out.
I did. Well, me and Matthew both chickened out. And and honestly,
I wasn't the only one.
Matthew would probably agree with it when I say this, that it was probably more him chickening out than me, because you know how zany I am. He's more reserved in a way.
Yeah.
When it comes to like public things.
Yeah.
So
that's why we get along so well.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet you really regret not doing that. Now,
Yeah. Looking back as a 40-year-old man,
Let
absolutely.
me just hit this home and just rub it into Mark's face that he regrets that decision.
Take that
Hey, did I? It was not a regret, but did I talk about the WWE thing? WWE?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Down at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome story. Go back to what episode was that?
Schnitzel Sanders.
Schnitzel Sanders.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to
That's
that.
a long one though.
But it's a great story.
It was a fun time. We had a good time.
You've lived an interesting life.
Like, I didn't even know
not
I mean, look at this
I'm
list.
not done.
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Hold on. We gotta give David a chance. Come on, David.
Oh, yeah,
What else?
no.
No,
Go
what
ahead.
else you got?
What you got right here? Yeah.
right.
Let's hear some of these.
I got two Earnhardt stories. November 14th, 1993, Hooters 500. Dale Earnhardt wins his championship. Number 6, Rusty Wallace wins the race. I got to see Earnhardt win championship.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the biggest moment, but then I got to reading about this today where Earnhardt's last win, October 15th, 2000 at Talladega. And I was reading that seemed like that may have been a bigger moment. I was there for that too.
That's an awesome story. Like, you can find it. It's like the last 4 laps. He goes from 18 to
18th to first, last 4 laps. He won the Noble Winston 5 bonus money that day, and he followed that Brinks truck around, and that's when I stayed around after the race and saw him and everything. Won Winston 500 that day, and then he died 4 months later. He was come from 18th to win the race, 4 laps left.
I still remember standing in the hallway in front of the office up here the day after.
Oh, it was a terrible day.
It was a bad day.
It really was.
And me and Dad were talking about it, and everybody was just kind of, dang,
Because they announced his death later that evening, right?
something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a sad day.
So I was there for those two. I'm glad I got to see Earnhardt win the championship, though. Now I got some Alabama. I was at this game, Alabama game. Now I was doing some research on this today. In Scott Hunter and Archie Manning. Y'all always heard about that game that they played. Yeah. Scott Hunter versus Archie Manning. This was in 1969, where
like 49 to 50 or something is a shootout. It became a shootout.
Well, Scott Hunter he was 22 for 29, 300 yards passing. Archie Manning was 33 for 52, 436 yards passing. They combined for 736 yards passing yards.
Was you a baby at the game?
In 1969. No, I wasn't at this game. I was just doing research because the game I went to was Alabama and Georgia, October 1st, 1994. Alabama won it 29-28. Had to come back and win the game. But Jay Barker and Zaire.
Yeah, I thought that. That was a great game.
Yeah, I thought they broke that record that night. But when I was doing my research today, they combined for 659 yards passing.
How much was?
But
Barker was 26 of 33 for 396 yards. It said Zaire was 25 of 33 for 263 yards. They combined for 659. And see, Barker, he didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but he had 396 yards, so they combined for 659. I thought they broke that record.
Well, 94 would have been that year with Homer Smith.
But they still didn't throw it. They still didn't. He still wasn't a passing quarterback, though.
They opened it
Did you
up
get that
that
information
senior
off
year.
of Wikipedia?
I think I did.
Hey, don't trust
Yeah,
it.
don't trust it.
I thought they.
Because
I thought those two together combined.
Might have been the most
and
yards
broke-
since, though. I don't know.
I thought they broke that record that night.
But we beat them. We beat them on the last second field goal,
Coffee
if I'm
boy.
not mistaken. And I can't for the life
that
of me.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that somebody kicked. It was Proctor.
Michael Proctor kicked.
I don't think it
kicked
was I don't think it was the last play.
Wasn't the last play, but he
kicked
put
it.
us up. Go
yeah,
ahead.
they were down 9, I think, with just a few, maybe 2 minutes
But
left.
that was the last time, because they were talking about that. That was going to be the last time we would play Georgia in the regular season for like 12 years. And I think it was, because 12 years have been 2006, maybe. I don't remember the.
But
it'd have been when y'all were in college, right?
yeah, 05 was my last
But
year.
I was at that
So,
game.
That 03-04 season maybe was the last time.
And that was crazy. But I was thinking that Archie Manning and Scott Hunter, that record had held up since 1969, like as a conference record. 736 yards for that long. I thought they broke it that night, combined yardage. But I don't know. They may not. Hey, I had a hard time finding this information. But I was at that game. That was a huge game.
Was that at home? Was that at Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, that was at Tuscaloosa. And then this one right here was at Legion Field. As I was reading about this ended up being a pretty big moment. Alabama, Tennessee, October 16th, 1993, Legion Field. They tied.
Yeah.
I was at that game when they tied 17-17, and I think that
Kissing your sister comment by Gene Stallings. I remember that.
well, Barry Bryant made that comment.
Yeah, but he said
no,
it,
Gene Stallings. I think he
good
said
memory.
they didn't deserve the team. They didn't deserve to lose that game. Is the reason they went for the tie. He said, but Alabama beat them for 9 straight. Tennessee hadn't beat them for 9 straight years. I think that was the 10th, maybe the 9th or 10th game when they tied.
Was that not the first full year of Philip Fulmer?
I don't remember if he. I guess he was the coach. In 1993.
Well, not the first full year. I think he might have been the interim during that.
Now, Alabama, at that time when they tied, Alabama had a 28-game winning streak at Legion Field.
Yep.
And that's the last time either one of those two teams would have a tie, because I think it was like 3 years later. They went
96. They
started doing the overtime stuff. But I was at that game when that happened. I remember how big that was, what a wild game that was. And then I was at the 1995 Tennessee-Alabama game when Peyton Manning, first play of the game, with those touchdowns. I was at that game. First time I ever started against Alabama. And then Indiana and UAB. I watched them play basketball one time when Bobby Knight was the coach. And he got a technical that night. That's all I wanted to see.
In Birmingham?
In Birmingham. Murray Bartow was the coach of UAB. And I think he had worked for Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
So they were playing at the Civic Center. He got a technical that night.
Dad's got a really good story about how he hung out with Bobby Knight and talked to him one time.
Yeah.
Didn't he tell you all that?
No, I don't think I've heard that. We got to get him on.
Dude, Dad needs to be on here. He's got some good stories. Oh, but I remember something from my Cubs trip. Hey, what'd y'all have for lunch today at school, by the way?
I don't know. I don't eat lunch in there.
It messed you up.
I had 14 almonds. I
haven't had lunch here since I was in high school.
Hey,
Probably
tell
pizza.
y'all,
It's Friday.
The lunch at my
Well, I got to see
school,
Bobby Knight coach a game.
Pizza.
Was it not?
That's pretty cool though. Oh, all right.
I love our lunch ladies, but
So that Chicago
y'all are doing a
trip.
That's
terrible
good
job.
food. We talked about lunch and food. It's good. I'd eat it every day, but I just don't need to.
Hey, one of
It's
the
not.
one of
You're
the
lying.
coolest moments from the Chicago
It's not
trip
good.
was us on, I guess, the opening day, like the next day after that first day. The next day, going, like waking up, getting up early, going. Me, my brother, John's driving. He's like, "Hey, we gotta go pick up Joe." I'm like, okay, so we go. And we're like, Joe
Joe
Yeah.
Exotic.
Pull up to this house not too far from where they lived. Joe Girardi comes walking out. Gets in
Really?
the front seat.
Oh my gosh.
John, Joe, Matthew, Mark, chilling, riding through downtown traffic to Wrigley Field, just shooting the breeze.
That'd be awesome if I knew who Joe Girardi was.
He
He's
was
the
the
manager
manager
of
of
the
the Yankees for a long
I
time.
don't care anything.
Is
about
he
baseball.
still?
What was he doing there with the Cubs? What did Joe Girardi do?
He was kind of towards the end of his career.
So he was a player.
Backup catcher, yeah. I think that year it was backup catcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Is
huge.
he still with the? He's not still with the
I'm
Yankees.
surprised
is it?
Mr. Sports Webster over here didn't know who George
It's baseball.
Girardi
He's done.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
The
that's
MLB
understandable.
That's huge.
The MLB
story,
can
that-
go-
going to that game. God,
Yeah,
that's
anywhere.
amazing.
It was awesome.
Just think how amazing it would be if you sang the 17th stretch.
I know. I know, man.
God, I can't
What a
believe
bunch of losers.
Us for ringing it up, or you not doing it? Yes.
I mean, and
Yes.
not only that, I would have gotten to meet what else?
You might have got.
He was already dead in 01, wasn't he? When did Harry Carey die?
It might have been before
You
2000.
got really good service.
But just
No.
I got one bar in here.
And the network's down.
think, golly, you had gone up to the box and sang that. I mean, what if Christy Brinkley had been up there? Or Cindy Crawford or somebody like that.
I wouldn't know what to think, I guess, at that age. Let's see. Died 98. Yeah, so he was already dead. So Chip had already taken over. That's what I thought. But I still like Chip
what
Carey.
about his kid, being the
I know, did Chip.
Chip's now
Chip or Chip? Was he with the Cubs first and then went to the Braves?
yes, I
Okay,
think so.
that's the
And
way
yeah,
it was.
he's now currently with the Braves,
Still
right?
with the Braves.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Long
saw
time.
Asheville beat West Blockton in 92, and I saw Asheville beat Springville in 98. That's pretty big.
That was a big game. That was a heck of a game.
Hey, you were at that Asheville game where we beat them 25-21 back during the game where fans were still coming at halftime. Back
What
in
year's that?
20. That would have been 2013.
13, yeah.
Where was the game played
At Springville?
At Springville.
Yeah, I went to that game.
I saw you there
Yeah.
because I was absolutely flabbergasted that you existed outside of the school.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. But
Hey.
no joke, there were still people coming into that game at halftime. There was still a line out to Highway 11.
Just because I haven't contributed anything else to this podcast, from a story wise,
Yeah.
did we talk about David's electrical problems?
No, we got to mention that. We talked
about it on last time we recorded.
We also have to get to recommendations.
Oh, okay.
I
want to keep hearing.
We're going to bend around the sports corner and go into professional wrestling right here, okay? I realized today, when I was writing all this stuff down, that I don't know how many people out there in the world are like me, but I'm one of the only people in the state of Alabama that has ever been to the only 2 professional wrestling pay-per-views in the state of Alabama.
I think there's an asterisk there, but I don't know for sure. I think WCW had one in Mobile.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I missed that one then.
I think so.
Don't look at me.
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Maybe you shouldn't have said that when somebody else will just prove this wrong.
You can say WWE pay-per-views.
No. There's only been one of those, and that was Armageddon.
Oh, the other was,
2000.
Yeah. And the other was ECW.
At the BJCC. And then the other one was ECW, Guilty as Charged, in the same year, 2000, January 2000. And me, Matthew, and Kenny went to both of them all together, I think. Yeah. And so that was awesome. So I will talk about that.
Please do.
All right. So these are all, and for you wrestling fans out there, these names I'm going to be spitting out are going to really fire you up because all these people in one show. Let me just start with ECW because there's not as many big names, but
whatever
for the wrestling fans. All right. So I think this ECW Guilty as Charged, January 9, 2000, was the first ever pay-per-view of professional wrestling in Alabama. It was at the Boutwell Auditorium. We're standing outside, and a guy named New Jack, and this guy was really famous for just how wild he was. This black dude, but he was so intense, Street Fighter type dude, and he always brought a shopping cart full of weapons. Before we're standing outside in line, we see him walking by.
A buggy.
With a buggy, full of weapons. We're just pumped.
Well, things he's going to use as weapons, not weapons, but things he's going to use as weapons.
Like a spatula? Like what we talking about?
They were wrestling weapons,
right?
Wrestling match.
So
weapons.
Chairs,
props that were used to hit people. Okay. All right, so got to see that. Dusty Rhodes was there.
You saw Dusty Rhodes take me home?
Listen, Dusty Rhodes was in the crowd. And some of the guys that were in the match that had just ended were taunting him. He comes out of the crowd and goes to fighting them. And then, who came in to save him? Did I even write that down?
Hey, why was this at Boutwell?
I didn't write it down. Who saved him?
Why was this at Boutwell? The big pay-per-view. Why at Boutwell?
I don't know.
Why not this?
But when we
so that makes it even greater.
But
I
think Kenny found out first, and he was like, "Dude, Guilty as Charged pay-per-view." Was it just 2 of them?
No, there was 2 from WCW, both in Mobile.
That don't count as Alabama. That's like, coast.
Florida.
That's Florida. But anyway, all right. So whatever.
Florida.
All right, I took away some of that. But anyway, so let me think of the other guys up there. Dusty Rhodes. I mean, honestly, the biggest name there for sure. But I saw New Jack and the match that he was in. Walks out with the shopping cart. We're like, there it is. There it is. Oh, you were pumped up, And
y'all would have to see New Jack to know because New Jack
he was wild.
Legitimately stabbed somebody with a fork in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
I want to know why you keep calling it a shopping cart.
Why do you keep calling it a shopping cart?
What? They don't call them shopping carts.
It's a buggy.
It's a buggy.
Well, I mean, I think it's in description like shopping cart, but then when I go in the store, hey, get a buggy. I call it a buggy too.
Okay, good. I was about to have to. We were about to have to put you on Southern probation.
When I'm next to a buggy, I call it a buggy. I guess when I'm away from them,
within this specific context,
I'm not as endeared to them. I guess I don't want to call them.
Within this specific context, it's a shopping cart.
I guess so. All right. So I saw New Jack. jump.
I think we aggravated him a little bit.
No,
right
no. Y'all don't know.
Stop stealing my thunder, Nick.
Exactly.
Stop interrupting my story.
Wait.
Sorry, I don't care about thunder. I don't. I like it when it thunders and lightnings, though. I'm a big weather guy. I love sitting outside when it's storming. I love sitting outside when a storm's coming through.
Tornadoes. Hey, Clint! I think it's a tornado.
Good Lord. Everybody that's listening to this just went, oh gosh. Anyway,
because we're out in the middle of a tornado, that's why I'm yelling.
Anyway.
I got you.
Oh, but I am wearing
Sounds like a freight train.
I am wearing the Shoal Creek Valley Fire Department shirt with the.
God, I made a terrible joke.
I know. Good job with the tornado.
Hey, I survived it. I can make that joke.
Hey,
that specific tornado.
I love my Shoal Creek Valley people, man.
Absolutely.
All of them. All right. So New Jack jumped off of
the balcony.
The balcony.
Yeah.
onto a dude, and we thought that was the greatest thing at the time, you know, because he landed. I can't remember if he was on a table.
It was on
I think he was on a table.
He was on a table.
Yeah, and that was brutal because he landed on that concrete underneath that table, and it was good.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you imagine if you're on the table, your arm gets pinned behind you or something? Like if you don't take care of yourself, much less take care of the guy jumping down. That's why I love wrestling. Is like, how do they do it? Like, obviously, you as a wrestler from the one that's getting the move performed on you, the guy that's doing it's got to take care of you.
Absolutely.
You got to take care of yourself, and you got to take care of that guy. And there's got to be a mutual thing. Like that's
the guy taking the hit does the most work.
Yes.
It's wild.
Yes.
It's totally reverse the way people think about
Yeah.
it. But New Jack ended up losing the match though. He got hit in the head with a shovel, and that's how he lost.
Who did he lose to?
I
Can't. That's what you can't remember.
Did he bring the shovel?
Was it Blue Meanie?
No, it wasn't Blue Man.
Okay.
Blue sushi?
Yeah, it was in the shopping cart. He got beat with his
Buggy.
It was in the buggy.
That's like twice now.
Am I really?
No, it's 3 or 4 times.
Well, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Twas in the buggy. Saw Rob Van Dam and Sabu.
Golly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look, he's just like, man. And that was a match, my
Sabu.
friend. Rob Van Dam beat him with the frog splash. I think.
5-star frog splash.
5-star, yes sir. And that was a great match.
You ever seen some of the Sabu barbed wire matches?
Dude, he was intense.
When he shattered his knee?
Do you play 2K WWE?
I don't have the newest one, but I've played it.
They put 22 on sale a few weeks ago.
Oh, really?
And it was like $15. I got it. It's been the greatest. Me and Kenny right now are making our own. I'm telling you, the Sanders boy. Look, hold on. Talk about something else for a second. This is great. So we've
Buggies, sharpen carts.
We've been making our wrestlers again.
Really?
Like, look.
Like they're so.
Look at the Sanders boys. And not only that,
awesome.
we've found a way to upload image. This has
Right.
got an image uploader,
Right.
and you can make whatever you want.
Yep.
Kenny's been destroying it. He's a great creator and a good mind about stuff like that. And he's been just, it's been great. But anyway, Sanders boys are still alive out there, people. Just telling you.
Was that the Thunderdome? The WWE Thunderdome with the TVs in the back?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Love to be a wrestling.
all right. Also in that night, I don't want to keep staying on this ECW because most of you don't care. You probably turn it off right now. I'm sorry, guys. Tommy Dreamer and Raven.
See, I was never a big Tommy Dreamer guy.
Yeah,
but Raven,
Raven was good.
he was good.
Versus Lance Storm and Just Incredible.
Just incredible.
Okay, that was for the
Not
for the
just
World Tag Team
incredible.
Championship. It was a good match.
He was just.
And then to end
incredible.
the night, it was Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley
Dude, Mike
for the
Awesome,
World Championship.
Mike Awesome destroyed Spike Dudley.
It was awful. They stacked up 4 tables on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Outside
And
the
he
ring.
power bombed him through each one of them in one go. Boom, 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 boom.
No, that's freaking awesome.
And that's how you ended that match and won the world champion or retained the world championship. And Mike Awesome was huge. Spike Dudley was like tiny.
Yeah.
And it was just
You talk about giving your body up for the business.
oh man, that dude right there now.
You ever seen him like take and throw him like a javelin in WWE? They would like take him and throw him out of the ring like a javelin. He just go.
Dude, he was all about it, man. He had wrestling in his blood now. All right, that was the end of that pay-per-view. The other one, WWF Armageddon 2000, before WWE came along. So got to see the Hardy Boys and Lita. We were talking about it earlier.
Hardy Boys.
Versus the Radicals at the time, which were Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Eddie Guerrero. And so it
Eddie
was like,
Guerrero. He wrestled here in the gym. Actual gym one time.
was he up here?
Yeah, he wrestled here in the gym. Died shortly after that.
I loved Eddie
Wrestled in
Guerrero.
Astro Gym.
A lot of people hated Eddie Guerrero, but I respect him.
He's one of the only guys, I guess, based off maybe it's because of that fact. He's one of the only guys like that I remember from way back. Like because I don't know what year was this again.
2000.
So I would have been a wee thing. I'd have been about 6.
Yeah, that'd been late
Good
90s
grief.
Yeah.
when he was in
You
the
missed the
You know
best
what
time
sucks?
in
You'll have to
wrestling.
sit around and get reminded of how old you are.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, he would go around and try to get you with strength hands.
Yeah, he was a strength guy.
Yeah, but he
was a great wrestler. Like just technical.
Yeah, he would go
wrestler.
around trying to get you to grab his hand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the gym.
I think
remember
some
that.
of his best work was.
What? Wasn't it his cousin though?
No,
Chavo.
it wasn't
Chavo?
No, it was Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, I thought it was Chavo.
I don't even know who. I don't even know who
Chavo
Chavo
was
is.
like his cousin.
I know Eddie
Nephew.
Guerrero is, and he was
Nephew,
here
yeah.
that night. Chavo, I've never heard of Chavo.
And they're all related, like him and Rey Mysterio, all them. They're all related and stuff. You know.
I've never heard of
What's a
I've
Chavo?
never heard of Chavo. Never.
Is that
But I've heard
similar
Eddie
to a
Guerrero.
burrito? What does it taste like?
Reminds me of a churro.
All right, so the next match.
San Antonio
Oh,
women.
Chris Jericho versus Kane. That was an elimination match. So that one kind of came under fire because the ending of
No
it.
pun intended.
Kane.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was good. And so the end of it, like Chris Jericho, like knocked him off into some stuff, and then pushed like this big stack of like welded together barrels over on top of it, and you could tell like it didn't fall
Right.
and hit him all the way.
Right.
And everybody was like, ah. But it was still a great match. All right. So after that was where am I at? Oh, so we had the Dudley Boys, Bubba and Devon, Bubba Ray and Devon, and versus the Dogfather, Val Venus, versus the Road Dogg and K Quick, Ron Killings.
Yeah.
Versus Edge and Christian. It was a four-way
tag team
match with all of them. Edge and Christian ended up winning.
Right.
But
because they were
Road Dogg, who also wrestled in the
here.
National High School Gym. Kenny's got a great story to tell with Road Dogg.
Really?
If you ever, yes. Great story. Really funny. So he comes out in that match wearing a Bama jersey.
Mm-hmm.
It was a number 15 Freddie Millen's jersey.
Yeah.
At the time.
Freddie
Who ended up being one of my teammates, which was awesome. I thought that was the greatest thing. Edge and Christian won that, and then got to see, before Chris Benoit did what he did, got to see him and Billy Gunn. Got to see Chris Benoit and Billy Gunn fight for the can't remember what championship it was, but
the way you said
it's
that,
got to be
made
IC. It had to be IC because Billy Gunn was never really a
it's probably Intercontinental.
Before
but
Chris Benoit did what he did.
Yeah, that was a good match too. Chris Benoit won, and then the Hell in the Cell match with the Undertaker, Stone Cold, Triple H, Rikishi, Kurt Angle, and The Rock.
Is that the one where Rikishi fell onto the truck?
Dude.
The truck.
I forgot that was in Birmingham.
I know all about, because that's one of the, like, in my earliest memories of wrestling, because I was a huge Stone Cold guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into wrestling. I just knew that I liked Stone Cold Steve Austin just because he talked like I did. Nobody else that I was like exposed
to
on
Stone
TV.
Cold as a child?
Woo. I mean, the Southern
6
accent.
years old?
It's the Southern accent. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else didn't have that, and for some reason, that guy sounded like me, and that was awesome.
He was a Texas rattlesnake, baby.
Yeah, man. Like, and it was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. You know, like, I know people. Like, I've got uncles that talk just like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Right,
you know,
right, yeah.
so that's what made me like.
cool.
And I don't know, but yeah.
But yeah, the Undertaker.
I know exactly. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Undertaker,
You were there.
I was there.
Oh.
Undertaker choke slams Rikishi off the top of the cage into the back. See, now what had happened is that McMahon, Gerald Briscoe,
the Stooges,
and
Pat
Patterson had come down on the back. They backed the truck into the ring, and they were down there.
See, I don't remember that. Okay.
McMahon and them.
Well, it's just outside the ring. They were they were going to pull the door off.
They pulled the door. They
because
chained
you
it
can't
up,
get in,
and they yanked the door off the cage with the truck.
And that's how who got in? They got in, right?
No. They let them out. So then that's when they started climbing the cage.
Yeah.
Like it was mayhem. It was. I thought it was a great match.
Which obviously, the truck kind of helped too, because Rikishi flat back from the top of the cage into the thing.
That was one of the best falls I've ever seen.
Like
it was like a board
it was
going
padded and all that. Like obviously they're trying to protect him, but
they didn't want what happened to Mick Foley in '98 to happen again. Which,
Mick
by
Foley
the way,
was my guy.
I wish I could have been there to see that.
Hammy knows a guy that is pretty good friends with a guy that was at that match, live at that match.
I bet that was incredible.
Hammy knows a guy that's pretty good friends with a guy that was at that.
No, Hammy is
That's
pretty
how
good friends with a
iconic
guy.
that match was. That's the kind of that story will live.
I know somebody that knows somebody that was there.
No, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that was there.
No, it's know somebody that knows somebody that's there. A guy that
That's what
Hammy.
I said.
Who's angry now?
Take my ceramic cup and throw it against the wall.
But Kurt Angle ended up winning the match. That was for the World Championship. And then right after he won, like Stone Cold come in the ring, gave him the stunner.
Yeah.
And then Stone Cold just had the crowd going. He was hitting the beard, and everything.
Speaking of which, never mind, I can't say that on here. I'll show you that video after we go. There's a video of
Randy
it.
Travis riding naked in a.
I'll bury you under a barn, boy.
No, it's of a dude standing in about 3 inches of water in a swimming pool, and he does the same thing.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Can't say that on air. We'll get canceled.
He did it with glass bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy. Yeah, I know. What you're talking about.
We can't.
I saw that recently.
Because Handy lost his mess when it happened. He watched it like 50 times in a row.
Yeah. And the guy next to him's like, hey, no.
Whoa. Still doing the hot tub. Guy's got the cowboy hat on. Oh, it hurts.
Sorry, Mark. I'm sorry.
Hey, you're really crying right now. That's
Oh, it
great.
hurts.
Sorry, Mark. Those were a lot of great
Look at that
moments.
face. That's beauty.
Those were a lot of great moments, man. Like, seriously. Great. Like,
There was.
I mean,
hey, you know what?
we didn't say every moment sports moment you ever saw, but like, still, those
There were
were
some
great.
other great ones.
I was
And then maybe I don't know. I mean, just being at those wrestling events though, that was for me. That was huge. And we used to go take you like youth group trips to go watch wrestling back in the days. Yes, sir.
the Lord through
The Greensport Baptist Church youth group going to watch wrestling events.
With Val Venus there.
Right. Yeah, that was a problem.
Hey, let me mention this before we go. Just this will bother me if I don't. Alabama at Auburn, November 20th, 1993. I was at this game. Auburn was undefeated, but they were on probation, so it wasn't on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd sold my ticket. That was a great sports moment, a terrible moment for me. Auburn won 22-14 and finished undefeated. Terry Bowden was the coach. Wish I could have got a lot of money for my ticket. Wish I'd sold it. That was the second time they played at Auburn, I think.
What year was the fire hose game?
That was against Georgia.
Yeah, what year was that?
I don't know.
9.
That would have been before then, I think.
Yeah, it was before. It was in the 80s, was it not? Maybe even the 70s.
No, that would have been 80s. It had
Was
to been
it
80s.
early mid 80s?
It had to been 80s. Mid 80s.
I think Mickey Farmer was at that game. That was a cool moment. I wish I had been alive to witness them, get the hoses out on the fans.
Well, I was at the Alabama-Auburn game at Legion Field where the cops, were handcuffing people to the goalpost. I saw that.
That's pretty cool.
86.
It was 86.
Remember, because we started an episode
Oh, yeah.
talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
We had to delete the episode.
That's right. I forgot about
yeah.
it. 'Cause we
The leader,
deleted
huh?
the episode.
Yeah, it was elite.
They were cannons.
Delete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cannons.
It was
in
water cannons.
Yeah, that they
And
watered.
fire hoses. Yeah.
They using those cannons. Yeah.
To disperse the crowd.
I can't believe that didn't get over in WWE.
That's like one of the greatest things ever. So
I
fun.
remember
That's so
seeing the
funny.
first time the field was stormed. That was pretty cool. That was great. Would that have been? Oh, I just remembered this moment. 2015 Birmingham Bowl. We're playing Memphis. Into the game. One of the Memphis football players full on tackles one of our full-time, like this dude's 38 years old, Brad, Ray Paz. Love you, buddy. He's still at Auburn. Tackles Brad to steal a ball. They were making comments about us playing the Birmingham Bowl. Whatever. They weren't there. They're lost. Literally, because we won. But
Did you, though?
we did. We did win the game.
Yeah, but did you win, though?
We did. Hey, look, the trophy's heavy. The trophy's very heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
So our national. Look, I've held one of those too.
Oh, I was talking about my testicles, but okay.
So he tackles a guy to get the ball back at the end of the game?
Yeah, a Memphis player tackles after the game. So, long story short, the player gets expelled from Memphis.
Wow.
Yeah, because apparently Brad could have pressed charges, and it was technically an assault because, like, he tackles Brad. He tackles Brad, takes the ball from him. Brad tries to get the ball back. There's a video out there of this.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I remember this.
And the dude I think they kick him out of school for it.
Why does he want that ball so bad?
I don't know, man. He's just
Was
a
it their
turd.
ball?
No, it was an Auburn ball. Huh. It was one of our balls. He wanted our balls.
They did.
Well,
Recommendations. Let's go ahead and start. Who wants to start?
I will start.
Mark,
because
you're going to be last because you're the guest.
I will start.
Go ahead.
My recommendation is the Tetris movie on Apple TV Plus.
Great movie. Watched it.
It's a very good movie. If you are into the Tetris video game
Great
at all,
soundtrack.
it's a really good soundtrack, even though part of it's in Russian and Japanese.
Still good.
Still
music.
pretty good. Tells the story of Tetris. And if you don't know the story of Tetris, look it up because everything in that movie, almost everything in that movie, is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
About
Which makes it even more insane.
it's an insane story.
What's it?
So-
do I just need to go watch it, or
Like
does
you almost just need to go watch it, but
is
basically,
it like a documentary type thing, or
kinda. I mean, it's like a true story.
It's
But it's
historical
got actors.
drama.
yeah, it's
right?
historical
Okay.
drama.
Yeah.
okay?
But basically, this guy wants to get the handheld rights because he's got wind that the Nintendo Game Boy's coming out. That Game Boy.
Nintendo basically gave him an early look at the Game Boy.
Yeah, and they're like, and he's like, hey, I know this game that would be perfect on. You can sell it to boys, girls, children, adults. It's a great game. They said, well, get us the rights for it. So he has to go to Russia. The Russian government knows he's there. And he's from Japan. This American guy's from Japan, so it's like just this.
It's
whole
very
crazy.
convoluted because you have to realize like Tetris was a game invented by a Russian state program.
Really?
So the communist Soviet government of Russia
Owned it.
owned the rights to Tetris, and so you
Would they call it that?
you have these companies that are competing for the rights. Like this guy wants handheld rights, but then you've got Robert Maxwell's company. Who is the father of Ghislaine Maxwell,
wow.
mind you? Okay. So there's the Jeffrey Epstein tie-in.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you ever look up Robert Maxwell and look at all the fraud and scandals that he was involved in that took place after this movie, that's a whole other
Apple
insane
didn't fall
story.
far from the tree. Eh?
No. So, but like they're after like arcade rights and computer rights, and this guy just wants handheld rights, and the Soviet government's like, what is best for Soviet Russia? And, so like they're all battling it out.
They are unaware that anybody has any rights.
Yeah,
because they're like, well, we just want the handheld rights. So it's like, we haven't sold any rights. So,
yes, you have.
But they have, but they haven't. And it's like the whole story. Like you almost have to watch it twice to really capture the legality parts of it. But like it's like totally insane. They
don't do it in like a boring way. Like it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's almost like a thriller, really, like a historical thriller.
Tetris.
If you can imagine a game about or a movie about a video game
Apple
being
TV
a thriller, it's almost like a Cold War thriller movie.
That sounds really good.
It's really. I enjoyed it. Like there are parts of it where the action's like I don't know.
Please do.
Apple TV Plus, I think is what it's on.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't have that, then
I have my ways.
you have your ways.
Yeah.
We've discussed this.
Yeah. So today. So am I going next?
Sure.
Or do you want to go? Why are you looking at your crotch? Oh, your notepad. Okay.
Okay, Untold Story Manti Te'o on Netflix.
Yeah, that's an insane documentary.
Is it?
Hold on.
I would like to hear
that
story.
is a very insane.
It's really a good story. Are you talking about the one where it goes into all the depths about him being catfished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a great story.
Haven't we recommended that already?
I've never recommended it.
You might have.
Okay.
I don't think he has.
We may have talked about it. I never.
Have you watched it recently? Or
No,
is
it's been
that
a while.
like okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Did you watch it and recommend it, and then he watched it?
No,
Now
I
that's his
watched it and
recommendation?
talked about it, so I might not have recommended it.
Oh, okay.
And you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
look,
Watch it, man.
I don't really have a ton of time to watch stuff. I wish I did.
Like, and I get that, but like right now that you do, but you don't have a whole lot of time because here soon you're not going to have any time
Right.
because football season. We all understand that, but the Tetris movie is really fun because it's got a hint of nostalgia to it as well. Because Game Boy, I mean, you get to see, that at the time of the movie they were like, you are one of only 10 people in the world that know this thing exists, and it's like, oh wow, that's like this kind of new. It's still in development new.
I wonder where the Russians came up with the word Tetris. I'm interested in that.
Go ahead, tell him.
Tetris, tetra meaning shapes, right?
Four.
Okay.
And then the guy liked tennis, so we just put tennis on it. So
Because it's 4 blocks. It's a random assortment of
Okay.
4 blocks that you have to fit together, and then he liked tennis. So
Tetris.
Tetris.
We shall
Tetra
call
and
it
tennis. Tetris.
That's my angry Russian voice.
Yeah, that sounds Chinese.
It did.
Oh yeah, Tetris.
I didn't say it like that. I did
Oh,
not
okay.
say it like
Sorry.
that.
That's
I was
more
trying to say it.
Japanese.
I was,
yeah, it's more yeah. When
That's like
it's from
that's
from
Sons
the
of Tsushima.
diaphragm, it's Japanese.
Yeah, that's Sons of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima.
I was trying to say it like Avon Drago. Sorry.
I must break him.
I must break you.
It's like iron.
Das Vidanya. I still don't know what that means. I just know they say it. Does it mean goodbye?
I don't know. What's your recommendation?
The
Your
Man
answer?
from Waco, Charlie Crockett. Really cool country song. Just came out. Album comes out May 26th. Check it out.
Old
if you
school.
like old, like Western George
Yeah.
Jones-esque style country music. But listen to the story. Listen to the story that it tells about he and his girlfriend and what he does to his ex-girlfriend and what he does to his ex-girlfriend and why he does it. It's really, really, I don't know. You're talking about that cigar song where a song
Brad
that actually
Paisley.
tells a story.
Yeah.
This tells a story,
Yeah.
and it's really cool. It has a really unique sound. It's got some Mexican brass in it. interludes, bridges. That's really, really cool to listen to as well.
As if Diaz has come out for the Mets to pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called The Man from Waco.
Yeah, the man from
Yeah,
Waco.
you played part of it for me. I just hated it at the end that he ended up joining that cult.
The Branch
in the
Davidians,
song,
man.
yeah.
He doesn't. That was a joke that David and I came up with. Like, what if at the end of the song, like, what was the line we came up with?
I don't remember.
Yeah. The Branch Davidians. Yeah.
Did you ever,
anyway, sorry, go ahead.
not the most recent series on Netflix, but did you watch the one? Was it A&E that did the series? That's like a docu-series and not like a behind the scenes like this last one was. I can't remember if it's A&E or what, but they were talking about how do you say your name to David Koresh.
Oh, are you FX?
Yeah,
was it
it's
the FX?
FX?
Yeah.
It's like you say it like a man's dying. Koresh. He said it was just freaky.
That's the way he liked for people to say it.
He said, "How do you pronounce it?" And he said, "It's like as if you are, exhaling your last breath." Like I just did. Koresh. It was odd.
Wow,
it was really
that's weird.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
Was.
Was, yeah.
Was.
Twas. So was Jones. What's that guy's first name?
Jim.
So was Jim Jones.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's either Jim or Kenny. I can't remember.
It's
Hey,
Jim. It's
that's
Jim
one of the
Jones.
most haunting sights, watching that footage of that.
There's
when they came on that
a
camp.
congressman that visited the site either right before or right after that happened, and and listening to him talk about it was insane.
Can you imagine?
On
Do you
that
remember when that
documentary.
happened?
Yeah.
I remember like news clips of that happening,
Yeah.
and like not understanding. I was too young really to understand.
But they killed some of them at the airport, a congressman, at the airport, before
Yeah,
they all
shooting
killed
them.
Jim Jones. Yeah, they shot a bunch of people at the airport.
Now that's where we get the term "drinking the Kool-Aid," right?
Yeah.
That's where that phrase kind of originated.
where?
Was that event?
From where?
That event, the Jim Jones death.
Wasn't it like 500 plus?
Yeah, something like that. Hundreds of
Arkansas,
people.
right?
They were making big
No. In
vats full of
Africa.
this.
They were in
Yeah.
Africa.
Oh,
Africa.
yeah. I'm thinking of a
I
different
think
one.
no.
There
I
was
think
one
he was in. He was
Jonesboro.
He was in Arkansas first. That's where it started.
But they made
Then
him
they had
leave.
to flee the country because of all the.
And he goes to some random place in Africa, right? And they
Right.
set up basically like a cult camp or something in the middle of the jungle.
No, it wasn't in Africa. It's South America. No, it's South America. It's like
Which kind of, in a way, makes
you talking about Jim Jones?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
South
thought it was
America.
Africa.
South America?
Yes, South America.
Yeah,
It's
South
not
America,
Africa.
because he wouldn't have gone well with
Central
America.
South America.
It's like Brazil.
Was it?
It was like
Colombia.
no, it was up. Was there? Where's Uruguay and Paraguay? No, it wasn't.
It wasn't in
Brazil.
Ecuador, was it?
No, it was in South America. It wasn't Brazil. What's that?
Well, Brazil is South America.
Well, Brazil's in the lower part.
Brazil's like the
It was
whole
northern.
right side
Well,
of
it's
South
up-
America.
north and
Oh,
south.
okay, you're right. You're right.
Oh, it was Guyana.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that?
It's Africa.
It's right next to
Africa.
Suriname, north of Brazil.
Okay, South America. Okay.
So we were right.
Hey! East of Venezuela.
All right.
Recommendation, Mark.
All right. I'm just.
Do it. Just do it.
I almost brought my VR set in again. I know I said it the last 2 times, but I was like, you know what? That's just. I ain't gonna do it. Every time I come here, I'm gonna say I recommend VR. Just to do it. All right. On my way in, I was listening to 3 songs, and they were just wonderful songs. The first one was one of mine and my brother's personal favorites, "Country Love" by John Denver. Great song. Elton John's "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road." Whatever. Feel the way you want. It's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song, just not one of my favorites.
That's okay.
I
I'm
usually skip it.
I was listening to it pulling up to the school,
Cool.
and and most songs by Jason Isbell, which me and Murph will be going in June. Let's go, baby.
He is
Feel free.
good.
Feel free to tag along if you're a Jason Isbell guy.
Possibly.
He's good.
Beautiful music, man.
Good.
Great songwriter. Beautiful
Best.
music.
It's the best stuff right now.
Hey, when him and his wife perform on stage together,
It's the best stuff right now.
You know, it's not that I don't respect his music. There's just really only
Okay.
3 people that I would like do whatever it takes to go watch him in
I
concert.
got you.
And
You would like this guy's music.
I mean, I listen to
From
him.
Alabama.
northwest
Yeah,
part of the state,
up in,
Florence,
yeah.
Muscle Shoals.
Muscle Shoals
Right.
area.
And where he went to school? Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers. The
He's best
Rogers.
thing going. He's best thing going right now.
I don't know. He's just very.
Don't say it. Don't.
I just.
He's liberal-ish.
Yeah, he is.
Which is
He's
not
pretty
good.
liberal.
But
Don't
his
say it.
music's
He's
good.
just not a good singer.
Oh, go ahead and go ahead and
No,
do it.
he's a great songwriter, and he's a.
He's not a great singer.
I think he's a great
Yeah,
singer.
me too. And a great
I just-
guitarist.
Dude,
too.
he's got such a unique voice. and
Yeah,
such
and
a
I don't
unique
like
style.
how unique it is. You know, like some people don't like that Rascal Flatts guy for how he sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can sing
This
like
boy don't
him.
sound like that. He don't
don't
sing
sound
through
like
his
that.
nose.
I'm
at
not
all.
saying he does. I'm just saying like it's so unique. It either really works for you or it really doesn't. Well, for me, it really doesn't. That's just me though. I'm sorry.
Jason Isbell.
Now his music and his lyrics, I completely agree with you, but I just can't. His voice, man.
Whatever, bud. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't got to agree about everything.
Yeah.
Heck, half the people here are winners. We like Bama. You don't.
All right, you just
I'm
throw
just
that
kidding.
out.
I
You just
have
throw that
so
out.
many people in my life that are
Hey,
Auburn
so
fans.
ladies
that I
and
love.
gentlemen, I'm going to take this time.
no.
Season 8's going to be me by myself on Talk or Go
It's
Home.
not.
So thank you.
Hey, I have a former
for all
player.
that.
I said War Eagle the other day.
Why would you
Because
do that?
when you love people, Coach, you'll
Yeah.
understand why in a minute. I have a former player who is on the team right now.
Oh, is it John Reese? No,
sir.
you don't know John Reese. Do you know
His
John?
name's Rod Elston. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I believe he's wearing number 37 right now. I believe. But hey, best of luck this year, buddy. Love
Yeah.
you, man.
Well, I said Roll Tide for Jonah Carden's
You do it
sake.
for people you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard.
That wasn't for me. Because I'm over that kind of stuff. I really don't care about Alabama. And most people that I know that are Auburn fans are like, oh, Mark don't care.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to like Tennessee, LSU,
Now, see, yeah, Georgia, I don't know if I
Georgia, yeah. You
I
know,
hate Georgia
they've
so
really
much,
grown.
man.
Yeah, I'm not.
Alabama
not a
doesn't
fan.
bother me as much as Georgia does.
All right, my next recommendation, so I don't take up too much time. All right,
I'm not saying
like
for it.
indie country music people on like SoundCloud. They make some really good music.
Yeah.
And it's just get SoundCloud. They don't, a lot of stuff's like licensed or whatever, so you're gonna find a lot of stuff made by people on the side. I've really enjoyed listening to that lately. Really good music.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to get there, just search Jason Isbell on SoundCloud and then just keep listening because it'll start playing stuff like his, and it's good stuff. You need to do that.
On
Okay,
SoundCloud.
anyway, my last recommendation.
Yeah.
This involves a community exercise. You ready?
Yeah.
Drink more water.
Negative.
Sorry. Okay.
That too.
Okay.
You ready for this? Breathing.
Isn't it
But-
what are the seconds, the amount of time?
Okay, now there's different ways. All right, so you can go.
We're not pregnant, so let's not do it that way.
Okay, so all right, on my watch, like years ago when I got my watch, I'd saved up for it. I was like, man, I gotta get me a smartwatch. You know,
Yeah.
I bought it, and it's got this little thing on here. It measures your stress levels. All right.
She just bought a star.
No, I got another watch too. You know, like one that's powered by the sun. It'll never go dead. You know, got that one.
Well, I got a
back up.
Fitbit that does the breathing stuff.
But
too.
it'll help you breathe,
Yeah.
right? Cycles. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. That's for relaxing your body.
That is true.
Okay. What I'm talking about is pushing your body into getting more oxygen. Okay. And I don't know if y'all have ever done any research on this kind of stuff, but the way we normally breathe, like while we've been sitting here at this table, we haven't taken in enough oxygen because we're not fully breathing.
don't
all
need
the
it,
time,
yeah.
Right. So when we breathe, we're everybody that's walking around, sitting, doing anything are very light breathers, right? And we don't take in enough oxygen to really let our body.
Unless you're overweight like me, but keep going.
Okay, so if and I did this in my health class the other day. I was like, let's do this. I'm like, this is what you're gonna do. So it's really more fast. It's faster, so it'll be like this, like, and do it about 10 times and tell me that you don't get really dizzy.
Yeah.
And
So
I had
pass
kids
out.
telling me like, no. See, that's the misconception. That you feel like you're going to pass out. But when do you normally feel that way when you're going to pass out? When you're lacking blood flow or
Yeah.
oxygen, right? This is a hyperization of getting more
So there's-
oxygen, so you're not going to pass out. But it's a feeling of euphoria that comes over you, and it heals your body.
So you're
it
saying-
releases endorphins.
Because your body's used to
Light
maybe
breathing.
maybe
Not getting as
slightly
much-
slightly less
Deprived
oxygen
of
than you
oxygen.
need.
Exactly, yes.
Now that you're actually getting the oxygen that you need for peak physical performance.
Just say no.
Yeah, there you go.
Steyr, AARP, $35. Anyway, not a sponsor.
$29.99.
$29.99, brother. I'm sorry. That's really interesting, man. Like that, I didn't think about it.
I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, you come on a show and you block the star. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry.
Man, he just
He's not wrong.
He's not, though. He's not, like, literally the name
You
of this
can't walk the
episode.
halls of Asheville High School and not hear stories about David Murphy.
The name of this episode is going to be, I looked over and there was a priest.
I know we're about. I know we're. Hey, listen. I know we're. That is good, though.
I mean, like, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I want to end it though with us doing it.
Easy now. We're talking about priests.
Breathing,
Okay.
not priests. No, breathing. We're all gonna take 10 breaths, and then
I think we're too old.
that. No.
not.
Let's do it.
Do you think one of us will pass out?
You can't.
Okay.
It's not. It's not.
It's biologically impossible.
You're. All right. Let's do it. Ready?
So how long's the inhale?
Y'all just stay with me. Okay. All right. Y'all ready?
Hey, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, share the podcast, all that good stuff. David's got crazy eyes right now. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
How do you feel?
Feels good.
Hold on. Should we do it, or should we just end it on that? Ready?
I'm not giving Clint mouth to mouth.
You feel it? Oh boy. Oh yeah.
I'm glad we're filming this and not just recording it.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I'm so.
Wow.
I'm glad this is on film.
Yeah. The last time I felt like this, I actually snorted something. Woo!
What?
It was fun dip. Come on now.
Snorted that fun dip, huh?
Oh man. Hey, but how do you feel though?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Do
Did you even do
I'm
it?
glad this is a season
I did, then I couldn't stop laughing because Murphy's like, I'm not giving Clint mouth to mouth.
Woo.
I was just listening to it. It was pretty interesting.
No, but the reason why I brought it up, there's this guy. He will not do anything any day of his life without doing his 30 minutes of that kind of breathing. Yeah. And he says
30 minutes?
He says it is. He says it's life changing. He said it changed his life. He said if he's late, if he's gonna make him late for a plane to go somewhere, he's got to breathe. Kid you not. Very healthy guy.
How old is he?
40s, 50s. I don't know.
Really
good shape.
842.
That's what I was thinking.
God.
Older than Methuselah.
120 years old.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I necessarily feel like I'm about to pass out, but it's definitely like my body's like
You can
freaking
feel it,
out
dude.
because
You can
something's going
feel
on.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. And imagine doing that every day and trying to really push your body to the next level of health.
Yeah.
One last thing. Have you seen where science has proven? So, whenever we were all in high school, you run your gassers, you run your condition or whatever, and they tell you to stand up, hands over your head, because this is how oxygen gets in. Well, science has proven that you actually get more oxygen when you're bent over.
Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, you do.
All right.
take
Don't forget
offense.
you can talk.
Or go home. Ow! Throw cards at people. and cut 'em.
By the way, I did not, I did not consume cocaine. That was just a cocaine joke. Anyway, bye.
Hey,
He's a funny guy.
who was that guy that was a Garvich or Blanca that got arrested just a few years ago in New York?
Oh, yeah.
Who was that? I was trying
He
to
got
tell my
put on
class
trial?
about today, but I forgot who it was. He had a nickname, though.
Ernest T. Bass.
Where did you guys get this beautiful stationery?
At the store.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, can we talk about the kid now?
I know the episode's over, but I got to give a shout out to my buddy Kenneth, Duncan Latham Holmes, the man with 3 last names. He has his own podcast,
Seriously?
and
Tell
he's
us
so
about it.
look,
This will be the
he's
end tag
wanting
of
to
it.
start a podcast with me and him. It's called Bulldog and the Beast,
Oh, dude.
and it's
do
about
it,
to start
man.
soon.
So you're going to do a podcast?
Yes.
You didn't mention that in the episode? Come on, dude.
Just put it in the 30-second.
Yeah, I mean, this will be in the
there
tag
goes our
at
plans
the
to
end.
Put him on his own
but
episode
he's
here.
been wanting
Yeah.
to talk to you so bad about the setup.
Yeah,
Set
dude.
up.
Like, this took years.
He's been asked. He was like, "Yeah, I even sent him your number. He's probably not called you
No.
because it's weird." I told him, "Yeah,
you
don't
can
feel weird.
You can
Like,
do it
he
cheap
loves stuff
without
like
doing
that.
the video stuff. Are you Spider-Man?
Quick hands, baby. If you
That
ain't got
was
him as a
so
lineman,
fast.
you better give it up.
That's right.
That was so incredibly awesome. what
Hey,
you
one of
just
my football players, we had a hand speed contest,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on my phone. We filmed it in our room one day to see whose hands could shoot out quicker.
did. Yeah.
Me or him? Your boy won.
Of course he
very
did.
awesome.
Because he's a freaking legend.
I'm not a legend. I just don't want to. I don't want to get too old too quick, man.
You're a freaking legend.
Well,
We did it in slow mo.
My age. How old are you?
40, as of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's official. Our life's official. Now at our age.
Hey, I got one more year.
People.
I got one more year.
For 40, to get to 40.
I got 13. Well, 12 and a half technically.
It's official.
30's gonna hit you a little bit. 35 hit me bad.
Dude, 20 hit 25.
35 is when it hit
like
me. I
that.
was like, man, I don't feel good anymore.
35. I got
20, 25.
I'm in a lot better shape right now than I was at 35.
That's very true. You are. Now 25 hit
me
me like
too,
a
bud.
ton of bricks. You know, I showed a picture of you in class the other day when I was in school, and everybody was like,
I weighed
"There's no way that's
325
Coach Murphree."
today.
I'm like, "Yeah."
325.
325 today.
Good job.
I've been used to like 340.
Yeah.
I'm down to my last belt loop.
You know, you look way younger than you actually are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like you did. Like, I mean, it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Even you know, your fingers are real smooth too. I
lotion
swear
every
when
night.
you wear overalls and
Well, I'm
Nick,
going
you
to
know
get
that-
dirty. I mean, I'm going to get dirty.
I thought it was something else.
Yeah. I'm going to put work clothes on if I'm going to get dirty.
For a split second, I thought a part of you had been seen that should have never. But that was hey, to me in my life, as a lifetime member of the David Murphree Appreciation Society, that was a golden shiny moment for me.